Hope everybody is doing well. Got a big weekend planned. Hey, the Lassa IPX. Hey, Heather. Hey, Mom, the Rela. Thanks for stopping by. And we will get started here in just a minute. Have tons of stuff. Hey, Shamir. Have tons of stuff to go through. I did curate a lot of stuff for today's show. I think there's like 60 plus lots in the buy, or not in the buy it now, in the auction section. Then there's well over 150, I believe, in the buy it now. I also have a ton of boxes we can go through, so we can kind of mix it up, do whatever y'all want to do. Just let me know. If you pre-bid on anything, I'll try to watch out for those. I know I had 3 pre-bids to start the show. You can also just request lot numbers by putting those in the chat if you want to. So let me go ahead and get the camera turned around and we'll go ahead and get started with some of the lots that have pre-bids, I think. So, all right, let me flip it around. Oh yeah, and make sure you go check out franklinhillventures.com. That has links to all my social media and such. So yeah, I'd appreciate any follows anybody wants to give me on Instagram, Facebook, any of those places as well. Let me go ahead and bring in this first item that had a pre-bid, and we will start with it. Then I guess we'll run through some of the curated lots, and then we can switch over to some of the just going through boxes. Like I said, y'all let me know what you want to do, and we can do whatever. So. Oh, before we get started, let me introduce myself. I'm Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures. I'm here in Knoxville, Tennessee. And in addition to selling and whatnot, I sell on a bunch of other different online platforms and also have 3 antique booths here in the Knoxville area. So if you're ever driving through, make sure you stop into Bearden Antique Mall, West End Antiques, or Granny's Attic up in Clinton, Tennessee. Hey, Desiree. Hey, Douglas Scott. Rewind to Iowa. Thanks for stopping by. So we're going to go ahead and start with a couple of the pre-bids. So I know we had a pre-bid on this Battlestar Galactica. It's kind of like a comic book, I guess. But it is from Marvel. Here's the back. Got that image there. Let's just look at it real quick. Make sure there's no real damage or anything. So you got a lot of cool graphics and artwork in there. Hey, Grandma Sherry. Thanks for coming in. This is from 1978, though, and it was number 8. Does anybody else remember watching Battlestar Galactica as a kid? I guess I would have been 11 years old when this comic book came out. But I do remember watching the TV show. Who was the guy in it? I can't remember now. Does anybody remember who the star of the TV show was? Was it Dirk Bennett or somebody like that, maybe? I think that might have been right. So you got the comic book part. Hey, Tackle Finder. Hey, Scrimley. Anybody else that I missed? So, anyway, that's what it is. And we will go ahead and get this started. It's starting at just $2. I'll put 15 seconds on the clock. And here we go. Thanks for the bid, Millicent's Memories. A fellow Tennessean. She's over in Middle Tennessee, and I am in East Tennessee, here in Knoxville. Where's everybody else from? Hey, Avery's all in. Hey, Bookends. See quite a few familiar faces. All right, looks like Millicent's Memories took that down. Let me get her name written on here, and we'll start a stack for her. And as I mentioned, if you see anything you want me to run, just put the lot number in the chat, and we can go in and bring things up that way. Hey, Rad Dad, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's go ahead and do lot 34. It's another one of my pre-bid items. I think there were three items with pre-bids. So let me go ahead and pin this. Hey, Moneywise, thanks for coming in. All right, so this is going to be 13 of the old, I call them postcard folders, but like the whole thing's kind of like a postcard. And then typically inside, it would be like softer than a postcard, I guess. Yeah, more like paper. So But this one's from my neck of the woods. This one is from the Great Smoky Mountains. Looks like it was never mailed. Does have a little bit of wear. All these have a little bit of wear probably. If we see any rips or anything, I'll point those out. But anyway, you have the souvenir folder of the Great Smoky Mountains. Have the souvenir of Tennessee. Moccasin Bend in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I used to work in Chattanooga. Hey, Giants fan sports cards. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate everybody stopping by on your Friday. I have a lot of stuff in both the auction catalog and the buy it now. So if you see anything you want me to run, let me know. Also, if you see anything you want to buy it now, I definitely always take request. And I could even, anything I got in my buy it now, I would do a flash sale for you for 30% off. So if you don't want to figure out what the offer would be, just let me know and I can pin it as a flash sale at 30% off and you can buy it that way. And here's another Great Smoky Mountains. So far these are heavy on Tennessee. I don't think they were all Tennessee. Here's another Great Smoky Mountains, Newfound Gap and Rockefeller Memorial. Been to almost all these places. And then here's Cherokee, North Carolina. I have pictures of me as a kid in Cherokee. Anybody else ever been to Cherokee? Yeah, so here's these. And I think these are all complete. I did not look in every one and count it, but typically, these aren't postcards inside here, so you wouldn't pull them out. You would just mail the whole thing. So, yeah. When did you go, Pegmon? Has it been a while? Or I don't think I've been to Cherokee other than just driving through it since I was a kid, and I'm 57 now. So it's been a long time. I've driven through it a couple of times. And here's Pensacola, Florida. That's where my mom grew up. So we have connections to my mom and to me so far. Here's Rock City Gardens, top Lookout Mountain. If you've never been to Rock City, I would highly recommend going. It's a lot of fun. It's way up on top of the mountain, and that's where you can see the 7 states. And then here's Norris Dam, so another East Tennessee. That's right down the road from us. That was one of the TVA dams built in the 30s, I think it was. Oh, Eastern Kentucky, awesome. So are you a Kentucky basketball fan? Y'all put it on Tennessee this year, so oh well. World famous Carlsbad Cavern National Park in New Mexico. So getting out west. Absolutely. Of course you are. You're from Kentucky. So, hey, David, my brother is here. So we got my mom, my brother, and me. It's a family reunion. Here's Carlsbad Cavern. And I'm not opening all these up. If you want me to open any particular one up, just let me know. Here's a souvenir from Daytona Beach, Florida, the world's most famous beach. Let's see. So let's see how I am with my Roman numerals. 19. Oh, is that 68 or 58? What is MCM XL V111 or I something 8? I think it's X is 10, 48. I think that's 1948 maybe. So anyway, it's either 48, 58, or 68. Here's Savannah Beach, Georgia, Tybee Island. So you're bidding on all 13 of these in one lot. Oh, and I should also mention I do have my shipping capped at whatever the 1 pound price is. So $9.20 something. It used to be $8.77. I had that memorized, but it just switched, so it's a little bit higher. But once you reach that, you'll have free shipping the rest of the show. I also have my rewards club. So if it says you reach a certain tier, make sure you click up top to claim your reward. And I guess that's it. We'll go in and start this. Yeah, I've been to a lot of these places too. I don't think I've been to Tybee Island, but I think I've been to every other place in here. No, I've not been to Carlsbad Caverns either. Hey, Corey Bro. Hey, Monter, Virginia's Touch, I guess that is. All right, we're going to go ahead and start this one. Since I've already shown them, we'll keep it at 15 seconds. It did have a pre-bid starting at $6, and we're off and running. So 13 of these postcard souvenir folders. A lot of them are East Tennessee. We had a couple in New Mexico. We had a couple of Florida. I've been to Silver Springs. I've actually been to We used to go down every year and swim with the manatees in Crystal River. Don't know if anybody else has ever done that, but I would highly recommend doing it if you haven't. Thank you, Grandma Sherry. Appreciate the bid. Let me write your name on here. Yeah, I haven't been to the caverns either. I've been to, oh, no, I haven't been to Mammoth Cave either. I was getting ready to say I've been to Mammoth Cave. I've been to a lot of the caves in Tennessee, but I have not been to, I don't think to any caves outside of Tennessee. I've been to Tuckaleechee Caverns. I've been to Cumberland Caverns. And then when I was in college, we used to do a lot of caving, um, like just, I guess wild caving. And the coolest cave we ever went in was near Cookeville, so near where Millicent's Memories lives. And it was called Johnson Cave. And at the time, I did a little research on it by actually reading a book. It wasn't like the internet now. But we had a cave book at the Tennessee Tech Library, and it said it was the third largest cave by volume in Tennessee, but it was a dry cave, so there weren't many formations. But what was cool is during the Civil War, they mined saltpeter in there, and so there were still old ladders that were, I think, made probably during the Civil War time. They were handmade with wood, and they were, since there was no humidity in the cave, they were like in pristine condition. It was really, really cool. So tell you what, I'm just going to start pulling some of the curated lots I have. Oh, we have one more. Looks like we have one more pre-bid. So I'll go ahead and run that. So, and as I mentioned, if you have any requests for anything, just either put the lot number in the chat or pre-bid, and I will try to watch out for those. Oh, I got a lot of pre-bids now. I don't know why Whatnot took away for like 2 weeks of my shows. They had a little button right at the top that just said pre-bids, and you could toggle it on and off. It disappeared. I don't, it was like one of the most helpful things Whatnot's ever done. It's like they just teased me with it, and then it just went away. I mean, I can still go over to the activity tab and see it, but yeah, it's just weird. All right. My mom unlocked bronze. I think that's just for being in the show. Lot 38. Let me pin this. So these are pretty cool. So everybody's probably familiar with photo slides, but these are 120, 220 format, which is not near as common. So like regular slides, I think are 2-inch slides. And while these are 2.75 inches. So it looks like based on the label, like this box here is all ones from Yosemite McLeod. So you can see, I like these because they're a whole lot easier to show in the show than the smaller slides. So you got Glacier Rock. I won't show all these. That one's kind of dark, but it's driving through a tree. I think there was one that wasn't quite as dark that you could see. There's somebody, I guess there's the big tree and somebody standing next to it. There's that. Let me get to the, yeah, look at all the big, let's see, in Yosemite, is it redwoods or sequoias? Which one are in Yosemite? I can't remember. If anybody knows, just let me know. Yeah, let's see if either one of these driving through the tree has a better, yeah, I think this one you can see a little better. But you can kind of see the car driving through the tree. There was a tree in Charleston, South Carolina you could drive through as well. Yes, I agree, Rewind to Iowa. That was very, I mean, why would you program something in then just remove it? Because best I could tell, it caused no issues and it was so very helpful. I mean, at least they added the activity tab where you don't have to scroll through every last, item to see the pre-bids. But anyway, this one says Oak Ridge and Geneva color. I can't tell. Let's see what's in here. There's the capital of Colorado in Denver. Another one. There's the McLeod residence. So I guess maybe that's in Oak Ridge. Maybe that's where these people lived. I did get these local. And there's old Marilyn and Barbara Ann. Wonder if that's who the song was written about. So you got those in that box. We won't open every box, but let's at least look and see where it says they're from. And then we'll get this one started. Hey, Masonia. Hey, John Gra. Laman Key. The Beaver family. D. Havlin. Retro 62. Kel Bryan. Anybody else I missed? Right now we're going through some of the pre-bids. Have a ton of stuff in the buy it now, and then also a lot in the auction. So if you see anything you want, you can either put that lot number in the chat or pre-bid on it, and we'll get to it. I also have a bunch of boxes we can go through and build lots too. So this is another McLeod. Yeah. So that must be McLeod family. That was the family. So this is Yosemite Valley. And then this one says Denver, Colorado, and the Rocky Mountains. Let's take a look at maybe just a couple of those and see what they look like. Yeah, so I guess that's the Capitol building. So yeah, based on when these were made, I think these are probably from either the 40s or the 50s. You can see the car there. That would give you an idea. That's definitely well on probably 40s or 50s on the car. So, these slides never quite caught on like the smaller ones. In fact, I don't know that I've ever seen a slide projector for these. I don't know if anybody else has, but yeah, they're just larger. So here's another Utah. And then finally, here's Utah and the Rockies. We'll open this one and then we'll go ahead and start it. Yeah, so that must be the McLeods. And then here's a view of the Rockies. So I don't know exactly how many are in here. It looks like on average that Oak Ridge box was a little slight, but every other one, this one has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, or 12. So I would say there's somewhere in the neighborhood of, if we just say there's an average of 10 per box, there's probably 50 or 60 slides or so. Anyway, you're going to get them all. We did have a pre-bid, so let's go ahead and start this. We'll just do 15 seconds, and it is off and running. So slides from probably the 40s or 50s, if I was guessing. But, as I mentioned, the good thing is, even if you don't have a viewer like on a light board or something, these are a whole lot easier to see than the 2-inch slides. They don't really have much of a border, as you saw. All right, we got Flip Your Wig in. Appreciate the bids, everyone. And Flip Your Wig took that one. Let me write your name on here. Yeah, I really appreciate everybody spending part of your Friday with me. I think I was looking, I had been off Whatnot for a while. Like, I was not running consistent shows at all. I think this is my 11th straight week of running shows. So how many times do you have to do something to make it a habit? I can't remember, but maybe it's a habit now. I've really enjoyed it and appreciated everybody's come to the shows. I will be having another postcard show next Friday. It might be the last one as far as the current batch of postcards I have. I'm always looking for more, but anyway, let's see. Let me check my pre-bids here and let's go ahead and pull those. Let's see, we have 00F. Of course, my lots aren't in any order, so let me. There's 00F. So I've got 00F pulled and then 00H. Got it pulled. Let me pull about 2 or 3 of these, and then we had the lot. We just ran 38. Then we got lot 52. That's right on top. Give me just a second and I'll pull at least several of these. We got lot 36. Let's see, wonder where that would be. Where would I be hiding if I was named lot 36? Oh, there we go. I'm doing a lot better than I thought I'd do finding these. Let me pull one more and that'll give us enough to get started on. I've already pulled that one. pulled that one already. All right, I think I actually have them all pulled now. All right, so we will start with lot 36. And that one is going to be the Academy Award portraits. Yeah, so these are 10 Academy Award portraits. I don't really know a lot about them. They're just prints. They're on, like paper. They're not on cardstock. So, but we have, these went from 1944 up to, I think, about 48 or 49. We'll look at them real quick. But it looks like the set itself was made in 1962. That's the copyright date on. We have Bing Crosby from Going My Way in 1944. And then we have Ingrid Bergman, 1944 Gaslight. Then we have Joan Crawford, Mommy Dearest herself, 1945 for Mildred Pierce. Hey, welcome in. Hey, Brian, Dry Creek Trading Company. Make sure you're following Dry Creek Trading Company. He's just recently started selling and is planning to do some shows. Hey, Vintage Stash. Anybody else? Let's see. Lulu's Lovely Life. Thank everybody for coming in. Anybody I've missed, thank you as well. I am Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures here in Knoxville, Tennessee. And this is Ray Millen, 1945, The Lost Weekend. And then there's Olivia de Havilland, 1946, To Each His Own. And then we have Frederick March, 1946, The Best Years of Our Lives. And then there's Loretta Young, The Farmer's Daughter, 1947. So it looks like it's, the best actor and the best actress from each of the years. Then there's Donald Coleman, 1947, A Double Life. There's a few of these I haven't heard of. Jane Wyman, she was married to Ronald Reagan, right? Johnny Belinda, 1948. And then finally, Sir Laurence Olivier, 1948 for Hamlet. So you're going to all 10 of those, starting with Mr. Crosby there. And we'll go ahead and run these. And we'll start them at $5, 15 seconds, and they're off and running. Thank you, Rewind to Iowa, for the bid. So you're getting all 10 of these. All right, Rewind Iowa took those. And you're welcome. I also have like a box of stock certificates we can build lots from. I have boxes of handwritten documents from the 1800s into the early 1900s we can build lots from. So lots of stuff we can look at today. I generally on these Friday shows have been going to about 4 o'clock or so. So, around 3 hours. After that, I've become delirious. So I don't see how these people who run 6 and 7 hour shows do it. Maybe it's because I'm 57, but when I sit in the chair this long, my back starts hurting and probably means I'm out of shape. But anyway, that's another subject. All right, so lot 52, let me go ahead and pin that one. And this one is going to be 20 vintage snapshot photos, and also have like a whole box of just miscellaneous pictures and such that we can go through later as well. Hey, Millicent's Memories, you won the Battlestar Galactica comic book, so I don't know that. I think somebody outbid you on your other pre-bids, though. All right, so this is going to be 20 just kind of miscellaneous snapshots. This one does have some creases, as you can see, but it's of a girl and then a fence in the background. This one's from March 1963. It looks like two brothers there. And I always love looking in the background of all these sort of things to see what you see. Hey, it's some pretty cool wallpaper. At least I think it's cool. And then some kind of toy cement mixer truck, it looks like right there. And then we have, I don't know, she's saying, no, don't take my pictures, what it looks like. And she have the broom in the back, and she's with her two brothers. Maybe one of them's goosing her or something. Looks kind of like that. This one says Jim, somebody in Kit, maybe. And then looks like she's wearing, I think, no, is that, I can't tell. Yeah, I think it's a girl, and she's got on her overcoat and a hat. Not sure where they are. But that's Kit again. Maybe it's a little older. And you have this couple here. And you got her standing in front of her flowers that she's so very proud of, it looks like. Wow, that is a head of hair there on the left. I guess that's maybe two sisters potentially there. Mary Squire and Grace Smith. So no, maybe friends or cousins or she looks like a flapper. I love the haircut with the ringlets. Then you have looks like they're down in Florida somewhere. Doesn't say where. That one looks like maybe the 60s. We have this baby here. No identification on that one. Then you got her sunbathing on the beach in her long dress and coat and hat. And she was not going to get skin cancer. And this lady sitting on the steps. Hey, Recluse Lures, Bounty Hunter's Barn. Jack 85576. Anybody else I missed? Thanks for coming in. And you have this couple here. Try to keep the glare off of it. Looks like that one may have been in a scrapbook. Then another baby being held, I guess, by the mom behind them there. Little family portrait there. You got this girl. Sorry about that. Keep hitting the thing. Gonna get y'all seasick. There's, I guess, maybe friends. You got three husbands. It looks like three wives in the front, and then there's one baby right there. Here we go. 1936. It's got all the identifying names on it there. And here's a couple standing under the trees. 1938. Note the dogwood. It's a big dogwood. Then you have this little girl here. That's Sandra Lee Kyle in 1962. She was 3 years old. And then finally this one. So the first one and the last one both had some creases and such. But you're getting all 20 of those for a $3 start. We'll start the auction 15 seconds, and that is off and running. I love old photos, the stories you can make up if you know nothing about them. Instant family here. Thanks for the hearts, and Rewind Outlet took that one as well. Congratulations. Get those back in the bag and write your name on it. I assume you're in Iowa, Rewind. So was it no, I think it was Idaho we drove through. Whenever a couple of months ago, well, more than a couple now, it was back in August, we, my daughter and I, she lived in Washington, and we drove all the way from, I flew out there and we drove back from Washington all the way back to Knoxville here. It's like a 4-day trip. It was fun. We went through a lot of different states and kind of took our time a little bit. We didn't go as slow as we could have, but we didn't go as fast as we could have either. The coolest thing was one of the Airbnbs we stayed in was in Nebraska, and I can't remember the name of the city, but it was a little tiny city, had a population of about 300, I think. But there was an Airbnb inside an antique mall. So whenever my daughter told me about this, I thought, oh, we'll be staying upstairs, in a room, overlooking the antique mall or connected to the antique mall. No, this room was like smack dab in the middle of the antique room. And you had free reign of the whole antique mall, and you could buy stuff on the honor system. We ended up they had a turntable and a bunch of records, and we sat on the couch in the back and listened to old records for most of the evening. So All right, this is going to be a 1957-58 engagement book or diary. It's pretty well written in. So it says 58 here, and it was Leela. I think that's a Lela Weber. And she's got your organization garden glued in the front, but she's got all kind of notes here. We'll just temperature in the high 40s and 50s. No snow, rain on Christmas. Big snow, no New Year's Eve company. Blah blah blah. Yeah, snow, rather cold. I don't know where this person was though. But yeah, so there's 58 here. Ill with the flash flu. Anybody ever heard it called the flash flu? I still feel completely weak. More snow. So wherever they live, they got a lot of snow. 7 degrees above in the morning. Left alone on posting machine. Cool week. So now we're into April here. Let's see what else we got. Carl graduates from JB Young Junior High. So if anybody knows where JB Young Junior High is, let us know. So anyway, kind of a diary, kind of a day planner. To see Grandma in the PM. That's what you're getting, though. We'll go ahead and start this. Hey, Pastry Jeff. Hey, Monica Gree. Hey, Hamuel Jackson. Anybody else I missed, thanks for stopping by. We'll go ahead and start this. $3 start, 15 seconds, and it is running. For the 1957 and 58 diary day planner, Carl has a dental appointment. Buy dress shoes, lucky for something, paid $8. All right, Rewind Iowa, another good deal there. All right, it says you unlock bronze. Make sure you go up top and claim that coupon. All right, so this is a very cool lot here. This is 00H. Let me go ahead and pin it. So this is 26 photo negatives, and they're in what I assume is the original envelope. The envelope itself, I mean, it's like torn on the bottom, and I mean, it's more like a sleeve now than an envelope. I assume it was closed on one end, but it is dated November 12th, 1931, Birmingham, Alabama. So a nice Kodak advertising ad on there. And then on the back, just some other stuff there. So as far as the negatives, I'll try to show these as best I can. It looks like a little girl playing in maybe the woods. You have like a little doll, maybe tricycle or bicycle or something over here. Yeah, I guess that's what it was. It was, so you can see it's a little doll tricycle, it looks like. And then she's swinging on the swing. Hold on just a second. Let me get organized here. Then you have somebody with their umbrella. It looks like more like a parasol, I guess, standing in a field. I think it's a field. I don't think that's water there. I think that's just grass. Then here's somebody on a boat, like a skiff, navigating the wild river there. Then there's the 1931 car in the background, and the little boy in the wagon with his, I think it's a dog right there. Then this one's cool because you have an airplane in the background here. So out on the tarmac with the airplane, which of course you would not see happen today. Then here's the little girl in her crib with, I guess, her brother standing next to her. There's the person with the parasol again. I guess that is a river back behind them is what that is. That's probably the river that we saw the boat on. Then you got that little girl. And yeah, there's the tricycle again. I'm not sure what they're in front of there. You got these. Oh, is that a? I guess that's a dog. At first, I thought it was a bear, but it's too small. I guess that's the dog, and then he's in his wagon. Looks like maybe they're on the porch there. This one does have a little spot there, but somebody on a swing. Cool boy. The dog looks like maybe it's pulling the wagon. There's the dog and the boy again. Looks like they're out getting ready to go for a swim, maybe. Have their bathing suits on. There's the little boy on the tricycle. There's the crib again. There's the car in the background again. Boy sitting in the wagon. I like this one. The fact that it's a negative makes this person look like a witch or something, but you have the jack-o'-lantern here and then the person standing next to it. So it must be around Halloween time when these were taken. I guess what was the date? Yeah, November, so just after Halloween. Then there's that one. Just a couple more and then we'll start it. Looks very similar. I know there's an app for your phone. You can take a picture of these and it'll actually show you what the picture looks like. So there is all 26 of those. My favorite were probably the jack-o'-lantern and the airplane. So let's go and get this one started. We'll do 15 seconds. I'll show them as we go back through, but start auction and that's running. I love that one with the jack-o'-lantern. Rewind. We got another one. All right, I think that may catch me up with the pre-bids. Yeah, that was a good grab. I was kind of surprised nobody else bid on that one, but that's the way auctions go. Let's see. Rewind Iowa. Yeah, I'm like you, Rewind Iowa, but that's the good thing about Whatnot. I mean, I buy as much as I sell, and I get a lot of really great deals too. So, all right. So let me just make sure we are caught up on the pre-bids. One auction. See, I don't like it. Doesn't take the pre-bids off when anymore. It's Whatnot took a big step backwards with. Let's see. I ran that one. I think. Yeah, I think I'm caught up. If anybody did make a pre-bid and I haven't run it yet, just put that lot number in the chat. But anyway, all right. I tell you what. I will tell you what. Let's build. Let me do a lot of stock certificates. See if we have any interest in those today. So let me go ahead and pin that one. And these will start at $5. And what I'll do is put maybe about 10 on the table. And then I'll run it for, say, 30 seconds. And I'll keep putting them in there as long as people are bidding. So here's the South Puerto Rico Sugar Company. 100 shares there. And I'll try to get different ones here. Here is a Gulf States Utilities Company. 1953, 100 shares. Here's the Washington Gaslight Company. Let's see, we're 1968. But I love the graphics on these. This one you have the horse riders here. You got him and then whatever monument that is. Here's a United States Lines Company. 1946, 100 shares. Here's a green United States Lines Company, so a little bit different, so we'll throw it in there. Let's see. Here is the Grand Union Company from 1965, and there's the artwork on that one. Here is a General Motors Corporation. 1981 is when that one was done. You can see the graphics on there. Let me do a couple more and then we'll get started. All right, here's a Pan Am Corporation. So you got the girl down there. It's all stamped up on the back. And then here's a General Foods Corporation. So that gives us a pretty good stack to start with. I'll run this for 30 seconds and I'll keep adding to the stack as long as, until the auction ends. So let me go ahead and say start auction. We'll do 30 seconds. It's a $5 start for everything that ends up being on the table. And we are off and running. So there's a Pill Elder Limited. Here's a PPG Industries. Not sure the date on that one. Here's a Pan American. So we had the Pan Am. I think they changed their name from Pan American World Airways to Pan Am. So you got that one. Here's another Grand Union. Here's another Pill Elder. Let's see if I got a different one I can throw in there. Here's one I don't think we've seen. Here's a Rayette. It's actually two of those I had in my hand, so we'll throw both those down. May have to dig back in the box if we do it again. All right, flip your wig. All right. Let's see. I'll put that with your slides over here. Thanks for the bids, everyone, on that. All right, let's do some of these handwritten letters from the 1800s and 1900s. I know didn't have any pre-bids on those because I said not to pre-bid, but I did have some watchers on those. So let me go in and pin that. I think that'll notify anybody who watched it. Hey, Show Me Fossil, Zbenzuko, Smoggy 110, Mun Knight, Crazy Frog Lady, anybody else that I've missed. Appreciate you stopping by. Got tons of stuff curated in the catalog, so if you see anything at all you want me to run, you can either put a pre-bid in or let me know the lot number in the chat, or do both might be best. Since Whatnot took away their great ability they had to see pre-bids for some reason. And I also have just like tons of boxes of stuff we can go through, so we can do a little bit of everything in this particular show. So these are all mostly, I think these are from England, but they're all handwritten correspondence from the 1800s up into, I think we've seen them as late as the 1930s when we've been running these. I actually don't see a date on this one, but it says farm. Let's see, somebody, wife of Charles. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is a will or just some kind of deed or something. Then this one is dated 1913. Really not sure what this one is. And we'll do the same thing we did with the stocks. I'll get 10 or 12 in there, then we'll keep throwing them down as long as people are bidding. 1902 it looks like on this one. Looks like they've done some math on the back here. It's like almost like a little ledger page of some sort. This one says 18. I don't know if that's 1805. Well, I'll let you see the date. Yeah, these are just, I don't think this is when it was written necessarily, but you have a date of 1746, 1771, and then 1805, 1872 maybe. So maybe that's when it was written, was 1872. Anyway, that one looks to be from the 1800s. And here is one. This one's, so back before they had staples, they would use these little pins So this still has the original pen holding things together, and it's from 1881, it looks like. It mentions 500 pounds, something about American, something or another. Anyway, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. So you got that one. This one's 1906, maybe? Does have a tear in it. I'm not sure if that one's got a date on it. This one's 1912, maybe? It's hard to think that. No, 1890. 1890, 1883, 1890, 1892. So this one looks to be from the 1890s. Yeah, there you go. April 29th, 1892. Hey, Shepherd's Ben. Hey, Casey. Salastino. Who is John Galt? Thanks for coming in, everyone. Anybody I missed? So here's a list of shares. So a ledger listing shares. Let's see if we got a date on this one. Yeah, well, they crossed out 1915 and put 1945. So I don't know if they made a mistake or this was originally in 1915 and they came back and corrected things. That's looks like maybe they originally wrote this in 1915, then in 1945 they came back and put updated numbers. So all right, I think we'll go ahead and here I'll put one more and then we'll start it, and then I'll keep throwing down until the bids are through. So this is a preliminary notice. It looks like some kind of deed or deed of sale. It says will be offered for sale by Robbie somebody, and it's got a description of the property, 63 acres. Just looking to see. No, don't see a date there. All right, let me go ahead and start this one. And we'll run it for 30 seconds and I will keep going. Here's the next thing that's going to be in there from 1913 on letterhead. And we are off and running. So here's 14 Gray's Inn Square in London, 1913. This one is from 1907. Try to go a little faster so I can get as many things in there for you as possible. Here's 1912. Another letterhead for 14 Gray's Inn Square, probably a legal firm or something. Here's 1912. Well, it looks like Rewind Iowa's going to get another. Whoa, Flip Your Wig comes in at the last second. 1902. This looks like a ledger of some sort. Multiple pages there, though. This one's cool. 1918. Something about a Swiss cottage. We are in receipt of your letter of the 4th informing us that your client has something. And then there's another one there. Here's 1908. Another ledger. It looks like. And Rewind Iowa took that one. Thanks for the bids, everyone. Let me go ahead and put one more in there. This one's from 1913. So some kind of handwritten document of some sort. And let me stack all these up. Ooh, you've unlocked silver now, so make sure you go up there and get that coupon for being silver. I think I got a couple of platinum members now from... and I think if you make it all the way to platinum, you actually, it's either whichever one's highest. I know you start at like the 3rd highest if you get to that highest level. Let's see. So that was Rewind Iowa. Let me put that with your other stuff. Tell you what, I'm going to move these down. But I'm just reorganizing here a little bit. Let me look at something real quick too here. I want to rewind, flip your wig. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just I'd put your other, I knew you'd won two things, Flip Your Wig, and I only saw the slides, but I just put another sticky with your name on it and put them in a different spot. I just scared myself there for a second. So, all right. So let's tell you what. We'll run one more lot of these letters since I have them out, and then we will move on to something else. As I mentioned, if you see anything you want me to run, put that lot number in the chat. Well, I don't have any more cowbell, but I can always play the nose flute later. And if you don't know what a nose flute is, this is what it looks like. It's one of those things I don't ever recommend sharing with anybody, but occasionally I'll break out Rocky Top on the nose flute if things get really exciting. All right, so this one's 1841, so looks like a ledger page. Let's see if there's any other. Yeah, settled 18, maybe it's 71. Well, that's 41, but it says it was settled in 71. So not sure when that was written, but sometime between 1841 and 1871. Here's a 1901 document. I haven't seen one of these. It's one of the little, whatever you call those, but I haven't seen one that looks exactly like that before. But this is from 1901, and it says, gentlemen, I don't know how they read this. The something is, surely it doesn't say cursed. Anyway, this is multiple pages. Whoever wins it can go through and interpret all this stuff. There's what it says on the back. So there's that one. Here's an 1894. Looks like some kind of legal document. I don't know if it's a... Oops, sorry about that. Yeah. 4 solid pages of stuff there, though. Then this one is a memorandum from 1890. Will you kindly favor us with your building policy for perusal as early as possible, and we will return it in due course. That's from C. Brockenhurst and Son, Liverpool Chambers, Market Street in Manchester. July 1890. Then here's an 1888 from Edinburgh. The National Property Investment Company Limited. And there's that there. Here's one on some green paper. This one's 1875, so another really old one. Looks like it had a paper clip on it or something at some point. And then, dear sir, I received the check you sent. All right, for which something. I would like to thank you very much. I don't know what date that one was. Let me do a couple more, then we'll get this started. Hey, welcome in, Brenda K. Slotsy. Hey, BB's Trunk. Make sure you follow BB. He said seller, especially if you like things like pinups and stuff. This one's kind of looks like maybe it got wet, so we'll just throw it in. This coupon must something. It's a coupon of some sort. All right, let me do 2 more and then we'll get started. This one's from 1908. And then this one's the Manor House, Argyle, 1919. Let me grab a few more out of the box here so I don't run out. All right, we'll go ahead and get this one started. Should run for 30 seconds, starting at $5, and that's off and running. This one is, I'm not sure the date, but it's got a lot going on. Looks like minutes because it says present, attending. So you got that one. Then you got the execution, the executor of the late. So this must be a will or something. I guess it's probably, an attachment to the will. It's listing property, maybe. Not sure the date on that one. Then got that one. All right, rewind auction, $5. Good job. Rewind. Let me put that with your other ones. All right, let me know if there's anything anybody would like to see. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to grab a couple of lots and then we will, just going to grab the ones I can reach. All right, let's start with lot 32. Oh, let me check my... Well, if anybody pre-bid on anything, just let me know because there's so much stuff in there now, I can't really see it. So, let's see, lot 32. Let's see if we have any Rocky fans in here. So this is going to be, there's approximately 200 cards in here. So you got all those. And then all these. And then for good measure, there was a Gene Simmons Kiss card in there too. So with Paul Stanley, part of a puzzle on the back, it looks like. So these do have, just want to show that if you can see, they have a very slight curl to them, but it's a mix of Rocky 2 and Rocky 4 cards. There's Dolph Lundgren. If he dies, he dies. I won't give up. There's Adrian. Yo, Adrian. So anyway, a really large stack, over 200 Rocky 2 and Rocky 4 cards, plus a bonus Gene Simmons card. Yes, I think so too, Brian. I mean, that was when I was in high school, and of course, you think back, it was kind of unrealistic that, Rocky could go to Russia and, make a speech about, that he did, and all the Russian people started cheering. But yes, it was awesome. All right, we're going to go ahead and, oh, did I not pin that? Let's see. Pin item. There we go. All right, this is going to start at $6 for all 200 plus trading cards. And we will just go for 15 seconds. And that is running. So we will see if there are any Rocky fans and a Gene Simmons fans. Looks like no. No is the answer to that. We have no Sylvester Stallone fans. Hey, Marco318, thanks for coming in. Just going through some of the curated stuff right now. Still have a bunch of boxes we can go through to build lots with. Let's see, I'll probably need to, stuff I've run, I'm going to put back here. That was slide 32. All right, so anybody collect matchbooks? Let's see about lot 51 here. Hey, Moon Knight, thanks for coming in. Anybody else I missed? Just going through a bunch of ephemera today. This is going to be 26 vintage matchbook covers. All the matches have been removed. But here we have the Elba Room Inn and Tavern. I can remember when you would always get matchbooks any place you went. That's in Erlanger, Kentucky. Then we have Uncle Waldo's. Looks like a seafood place. You have the shrimp on there. The Old Dillon Inn in Silverthorne, Colorado. Then we have the Montgomery Inn. Ribs King. King of the Ribs. There's two of those. Then here's an IGA. Here's a Taliano's Italian restaurant. In the historical Old Sparks Mansion. That's in Arkansas. Then we have the Continental Inn in Cloverleaf, maybe Barrie, Ontario, looks like. Here's the Montgomery Inn in Reading, Ohio. There's another Montgomery Inn that looks a little different. Here's the colorful 10-inch fry pan. You can order that for just $3.95. Here's the CP Hotels. Hey, Otland, welcome in. Deja vu all over again. Zach Koss, thanks for coming in. If y'all see anything at all in the catalog you want me to run, just put that lot number in the chat and I can get right to it. Here's Old Texas Gold, etc. We buy the unusual. That's in Houston, Texas. It's kind of hard to see because it's like black on black print. And then here is Jenny and Ronnie. They were married in 1982. Hopefully, they're still together. Here's Salt Fork. Looks like a restaurant. Oh, yeah, there we go. It's in Cambridge, Ohio. And here's the St. Martin Bingo. Good luck. The New Moon. They have a 701 South Atlantic Avenue. I'm not sure where that is. Here's Bennigan's. Used to go to Bennigan's in Nashville a lot. Here's the La Normandie Grill. And then this one is Diane and Larry. They were also married in 1982. Here's the Ramada Inn. Kids 18 and under free in the same room with parent. Then here's the Gallery of Homes. Nationwide Auto Parts. Max and Irma's. The Gathering Place. Where is that? They got a bunch of locations. And then here's J.R. Valentine's Family Restaurants. Benny Godfleet. I can't read it. Anyway, it looks like it's in Dayton. And then here's Luigi's number 2 Spaghetti House. It also does not say where it is. All right, so anyway, you're going to get all 26 of those for a $4 start. So let's go ahead and get this one started. 15 seconds, and that is running. Thank you, Dry Creek Trading Company. 26 matchbook covers. All right. Took those down. Anybody have big plans for the weekend? I don't know what we're going to do. Need to ask Amy if she wants to go out to eat tonight, I guess, for Valentine's. Probably go to the antique malls this weekend, make sure everything's good and stocked up. But other than that, I don't really have any plans. Hey, Chill Penguin. Let's see, that was lot 51. Get Dry Creek written on there. All right, so this is a pretty cool lot here. Almost, let's see, it is lot 00E. So this is going to be a pair of Kentucky Derby, well, a pair of Churchill Down programs, including the Kentucky Derby. Let me pin that. So these are from 1962, and we have the Kentucky Derby official program, the 88th running. You know, they do have, you can tell somebody was carrying them around. They have a little bit of a curl to them. They also wrote all their race notes in there. Let's see who's entered in the Kentucky Derby. It's probably the last race. Well, no, it's not the last race. That's the Homeward Bound. Here we go. The 7th race was the Kentucky Derby. You had Sunrise County, Admiral's Voyage, Decidedly, Sir Ribbit, Green Hornet, Roll Attack, Mr. Pitt, Crimson Satan, Ride On, Roman Line, Prego, Sharp Count, Leetown Touch Bar. And it looks like, well, I mean, that's how he bet him, I guess. Wonder who won that year. I'm not sure who won the race. Oh, maybe Decidedly. There we go. Decidedly must have won, came in first. Roman Line second. Ride On third. Sir Ribbit came in fourth, it looks like. So then you have the ad for Viceroy cigarettes on the back. Had a place for autographs if you want to get the horses to autograph your program, I guess. And then this was the spring meeting at Churchill Downs, 1962. Same Viceroy ad on the back. So that's the 2 you're bidding on. This is an $8 start for both of them, and it is running. 1962 Kentucky Derby program. Hey, Chris Bohr, thanks for coming in. Anybody I missed? All right, no interest in the Kentucky Derby programs. Stick that back there. Oh, let me just pull another stock of stuff here. All right, let's see what lot 42 is here. So it's going to be 37 foreign postcards. So we'll do all 37 for just a $3 start. Let me show a few, then we'll start it, and I'll show the rest while it's running. So you can see the back. I mean, they look like they're various ages. They all do look to be vintage. So that's the Kempley Old Church. There is, terrible at reading. It looks like Italy. Not sure about that one. Maybe Germany. Rosen. Looks like a real photo type postcard. Crawford from the South. There's, I don't know if that's somewhere in Italy, it looks like. There's the River Rhine. And if you do like postcards, make sure you join me next week when I'll be back to running all postcards. There's another real photo looking Ainwick Castle from the Dairy Grounds. Let me show a couple more, then we'll start it, say in a minute, and I'll finish showing them. Here's St. Mary's College, St. Andrews. I was looking for a date. I guess 1920. Yeah, 1920 is when that one's dated. And then there's St. Andrews from the College Tower. It does have some foxing on it. And then there's Venice. See all the canals there. Looks like, can't see a date on that one. All right, let me go ahead and get this one started. I'm going to go ahead and put it for a minute so I can show at least the majority of them. It'll be a $3 start, and that's off and running. There's that one, wherever it's from. There's another Venice. This one has a crease in the corner, but that's St. Andrew's Cathedral. There's something Alley. Another real photo type postcard. There's that one. There's a, is that waterfalls maybe? There's a tux. There's a cathedral. So there are 42 of them. This one's 1916, it looks like. So a lot of them look like they're 20s. That time frame. Wow, no interest in the 37 postcards. We will put those back on the reject stack. Hey, Voice God, the craftpreneur. Hokey Scott, thanks for coming in. Anybody else I missed? If y'all see anything in the catalog you want me to run, just put that lot number in the chat, and I'll get right to it. All right, let's go ahead and do lot 37. And this is going to be beer bottle labels. It's got a book full of them here. They're in this label that says, or this booklet that says Inspire. But here's Hull's Cream Ale, Dubois Export Beer. There's Brewer's Best, Alpine Beer, Hootie Delight, but there's 36 of the labels in here. So there's Hedipole, several Hutter Pole different sizes. There's the Hutter Pole Oktoberfest, 1982. I don't know if all these are from kind of that same time frame. There's the Zodiac malt liquor, so I got all the signs of the Zodiac on there. There's a Schonling lager beer. It's a little different style with the label there, it looks like. There's some Schmitz, Burger, Stroh's, Schonling Little Kings. Tell you what, let me go ahead and start this, and we'll just do it for 30 seconds. That should be enough time to get through the rest of them, and that is running. There's Rex Pale Lager Beer. There's another Oktoberfest. A lot of Head of Pole brand, different things in there. And there's Copper. Thank you, Brian. There's Head of Pole with the deer on it. Burger Beer, Genesee Light. There's Bohemian Tap Lager Beer. There's Christian Morlane. And Brian took those. Thank you. Let's see, that was 37. Let's see, I know you won something else. Let me put that with your other stuff. It's over here. All right, let's do lot 00A. These are going to be some handwritten letters. Let's see, why did that not come up? Huh, that's weird. I wonder why that's not coming up. A lot. May have to just browse. Let's see where they. Maybe I spelled something wrong. I've been known to do that. Well, I don't see these in here. I know I didn't write them yet. Well, I guess I can just add them real quick. Here, let me go ahead and just add another entry for these. So I don't know if I forgot to put them in there or put them in the wrong show or what, but let me add these real quick. Let me go to the shop. Add. Let's do a temporary listing. Ephemera and postcards, condition good. Lot 00A. And these are letters. Shipping profile, we'll do 4 to 7. All right, and that is now pinned. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know what happened to these, but I thought I'd added them to the show. But this is a really cool lot of 1800s handwritten letters. We'll just pull one out here, but I think all the envelopes, well, they took the stamp off that one, took the stamp off that one. So yeah, let's see. 3 of them have stamps and 3 of them don't. There's 6 total in here. And let's just pull one out and see what it says. There were actually more pages in this one, but we'll read this one. 1880 something. So it's like this was on like a little piece of letterhead. Let's see. Have to hunt after the rabbits with him. Something Roy is in going down. Yeah, I don't. Somebody told me in one of these shows one day that you could have ChatGPT read all letters for you. I guess you upload a picture. Oh, thank you, Before Time Shop, for the raid. Make sure you follow Before Time Shop. He's always got really good stuff. I've bought quite a bit from him, actually. We're getting ready to run this lot of 6 handwritten letters from the 1800s. Like the postmark on this one's 1882. But let's go ahead and get these started, and then I will show them while they run. So let me go ahead and pull one out so we can see the whole thing, and maybe try to read it while they run. There we go. Wow, they wrote so small. All right, here we go. We're going to start this auction. $5 for all 6. Chad, okay, cool. That's cool to know, Hokey Scott. I don't know if you were the one who mentioned it earlier, but I know somebody had told me. So $5 start. Tell you what, I'm going to do 45 seconds, and maybe we can look at some of these and start auction. This one, Steenberg, maybe Dear Daughter and Son. I just took it something my head. Man, of course, part of it's I'm half blind, so. But this came from Margaret Brown, is who wrote this. Looks like that one's just 2 pages. So whoever gets them can have a fun time trying to read all these. So, and for anybody just coming in, I have a ton of stuff curated that you can request. Just put the lot number in the chat, but then I also have tons of boxes we can just go through. We really haven't gone through too much other than the stock certificates. Thank you, Rewind Iowa, and to everybody else who bid. All right, I'm going to put that with the Rewind's other stuff. You have lots of letters to try to interpret. You know, Hokey Scott, I'm not sure. I don't think I have anything curated. Who knows if I have anything in the boxes of stuff. I mean, I've literally, if you look around me, I've got just boxes and boxes of ephemera. So let's do lot 39. This is a really cool lot here. This is going to be all birthday cards, and they're all unused. I don't know the exact date, but I would guess maybe like 40s. These all came out of one house, so I don't know if like they were in there were birthday, there were Thanksgiving, there were just tons. I don't know if they were samples where this person worked for a greeting cards company or somebody in their family did. I mean, they do have some wear just from being stored, but as far as being written in, none of them are. So, you know, this is, I'll follow One Swell Custom, which is still in use today. And, and I smack you on your you know where one time for every year. I don't know what that represents. So, anyway, you know, I don't even know if that would be politically correct in today's world, but you get that one. Then here's Happy Birthday, Uncle. I think there are actually 2 in that stack. We'll show a couple, then we'll get started. Yeah, the warmest birthday wishes that could ever be expressed for just the kind of uncle who deserves the very best. Then there's a happy birthday ahead. It's got the ship theme going on. There's one for a nephew with all the different toys around the edge here. Hey, Allison Ski, Callie Jewel, Chris Hamsey. Hey, Allison, New York Car Rock Girl. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate the raid once again. And I am Stuart in Knoxville, Tennessee. I've been doing shows every Friday. I was saying earlier I was off Whatnot most of last year. This one does have a little wear there damage. But I've done, I think this is my 11th Friday in a row. So I think that makes it a habit now. So I do have, oh, here we go, 1947. So yeah, 40s is what it looks like these are. Hey, I see another is due. Bus stop. And that will be the day. You got special birthday greetings. Let me show a couple more, then we'll go ahead and run it. Happy birthday. You got the flowers. Yeah, so make sure you're following Before Time Shop. As I mentioned, a great seller. Always has a lot of really great stuff. Here's the classified ads for your secret pal. 1947 as well. So I'm guessing all these are the same time frame. All right, let's go ahead and get this one started. We will do, let's see, let me go ahead and do 45 seconds. That should give us enough time to get through it. We'll start these at 5 for all of them, and those are running. From a poor working girl, birthday greetings. On her typewriter there. Here's a 2-year-old birthday card. The kitty and the duck. Happy birthday, son. There's birthday wishes. Happy birthday wishes. So let's see if I can get through the rest of these in 19 seconds. From morn till night, from stop to go. And the best damn birthday you ever knew. Happy birthday, 2-year-olds. There's one with the girl on the front. Forgot your birthday, an embarrassing admission. That is embarrassing. Just kick me on my rear transmission. And then happy birthday, grandmother. This one does have a little bit of wear and tears. Looks like maybe the little, whatever, those little bitty bugs that eat paper got to it. And another birthday. Yeah, and this one also has got some lacing, I guess is what you would call that on the back. All right, Rewind Iowa took that. And here was the last one. I timed that almost perfectly. Thanks for the hearts. And Rewind Iowa just unlocked gold. Make sure you click for your coupon there. And thanks for the bids, everyone, on that. All right, let me get Rewind Iowa down. And put that in your ever-growing stack over here. All right, tell you what, let's try this. I thought this one's got a little bit higher starting bid, but it's a really, really cool lot of, if you like military stuff, specifically Korean War, is when this is from. So this is going to be lot 00B. Let me pin this. So this has, I think it's 5 photos in it. And this guy looks like he was a pilot. And then you have all these medals or badges as well. And I tried to see if I could see any of those in the picture. I do think in one of them I saw these on his hat. So, but this says profile copy. It says Korea, last flight, P-28. But then he is identified on this one, Captain Paul Tatman and his P-51, March 12th, 1947 in Korea. So there he is in his plane. And this one does have tape. Well, they all look like maybe they were taped in an album if you look. So then here's another profile copy with the 3 P-38s flying. And profile copy 1946, last flight. So all these, I guess, were, his last flight on the plane. And then there's Captain Tatman, March 1947. So you get those 5 pictures. Then you have these 2 patches, which I assume were on his uniform. You can see the green where they must have just cut it out. Then you got that one. Then you got some wings here. You can see the back of those. Let me get my magnifying glass and see what this says. Hey, Bobby. Does that say sterling? Oh, yeah, so this one's actually sterling silver, too. You can see right there, it says sterling. So you have a sterling silver set of wings. And then you have these that look like they're in like a plastic coating, like almost laminated, but it looks like this whole thing was attached because it's got the thread still in it. Then you have these 2 here. And then another one of these. So you got the 5 photos, the 2 patches, the sterling silver wings. So let me just tell you how much that weighs. I know that if you're a sterling person. Let's see. Switch to grams. Well, it's not resetting for me. This scale I have in here, see, there we go. No, -6. Well, I was going to weigh it. I'll tell you what, it's at -6 now. It went to 12 grams, so I think that must mean it's 18 grams. Let me turn it off and back on. There we go. Yes, it is 18 grams of sterling silver. So we're going to run all this starting at $20, and we'll see how it goes. So start auction. We'll just go to 30 seconds, and I'll show everything again. And this is running. So you have the sterling silver wings. You have the 2 patches. You have the 5 photos, and they're all like commemorating his last flight. A couple are stamped profile copy. And then you have the 4 sets of bars there. All right, no interest in those. If anybody wants me to run them again later, just let me know. But yeah, I thought that was a really cool lot. A lot of history there. And I know Korean war stuff sometimes harder to find than some of the other wars. So, hey, Chase Ben Collects. Hey, CCERN2B. Let's see what else we got over here. See if there's any interest in these. This is going to be a lot of 2 rock posters from the 70s. I think they may have been in albums, is where they might have come from, just the fact they're folded up into squares like this. But I did unfold them, so see the pictures for exactly what they look like, because it's going to be kind of hard to show them in here. Hey, Lillian. Another great seller on here, and also Lillian and Marla from Schmidt Auctions. Lillian's Penguin Boss. They organize all the ephemera trains, so make sure you're following both of them. And if you're interested in ever doing an ephemera train, you can reach out to them. So I'm going to try, probably just kind of show them like this, because you can look at the pictures to see exactly what they look like. But we had a Cat Stevens one here, and it's single-sided. Let me unfold it one time. And then at the bottom, it had all his tour dates. No, never mind. It's got lyrics to the songs that I guess were on the album. Let's see. This was Moonshadow. Is this T for Tillerman? I can't remember, but it's got like, this is perforated, I guess, where you could attach the lyrics and you'd have just the poster at the top. So you got the Cat Stevens one there. Yeah, it's an album insert is what they were. And then you also have the Wings poster, which I assume this one's also an album insert, but this one's truly just a poster. It doesn't have lyrics, and this came from Wings Over America. And then it's 2-sided, so the front has the, just the picture of all the band members, Paul McCartney, Linda, and all the different ones, and then the back here has like photos from the concert tour. So these appear to be original from, whatever year the albums came out. So probably, I think it was like 77 was about probably the age on these. But anyway, you're going to get both these. So let's go ahead and start it. And let's just do 15 seconds. And that's running. For the Wings poster and the Cat Stevens poster. Or what was Cat Stevens? What's his name now? I know he's at least started singing his old songs again, which was nice because I love Cat Stevens. Father and Son is probably one of my favorite songs of all time. So, hey, Ahendep, thanks for coming in. All right, let's go ahead and do 00D. See if there's any interest in these. And this is going to be some World War II ration books. Looks like there are series 1, 2, and 3 in here. So 3's on top, so we'll start with those. They do have some wear, which I guess is probably pretty normal with these. This particular one here does have quite a few of the stamps in it. You can see those were torn out. Those were torn out. But then you have a whole sheet of the ration stamps here with the gun. And then you also have a whole sheet of the tank, and then a whole sheet. Well, minus one. There's one missing in the upper corner of the battleship or aircraft carrier, I guess. And then there are 3 used off the one that's got the plane on it. So that's book number 3. Here's another book number 3. I think there's 2 of each: 2 3s, 2 2s, and 2 1s. This one is not near as complete. You have the cannon or gun. You have, well, it's got quite a few of the stickers, but it is detached. Then you have number 2. It's got the stamp here, and it's just got a few of the stamps left in it. I don't know. Does anybody know exactly how the books were used and like the different numbers? I mean, were the number ones the first ones issued? Thank you, Lillian. Then there's a few stamps in this one. And then finally, you got the book ones. And if I remember correctly, these are mostly used. Yeah, so like these are all just torn off across the bottom, and all of them have been used in that one. And then you have this one, and they've also all been used. So anyway, 2 1s with no stamps left, 2 2s with some stamps left, and then 2 3s that have, for them, I would say the majority of the stamps left. So all 3 of those starting at $6, or all 6 of those rather starting at $6, and that is running. Thank you, Lillian. Thank you, Casey. Yeah, so for anybody just coming in, I'm Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures. If you see anything at all in the catalog you want me to run, just put that lot number in the chat and I will get right to it. I also have, I can just build lots of stuff down here. I have tons of slides. I have tons of old handwritten letters. I have some stock certificates. I have tons of photos, and just tons of miscellaneous. Yes, I do, Hokey Scott. Actually sell on a bunch of different platforms. I think I sell on 6 online marketplaces. Plus, I have 3 antique booths here in the Knoxville area. So, I mean, to be honest, Whatnot, I do it mainly because I enjoy it. It's just that, it's a different way of selling to get some social interaction. And, I mean, I've done pretty well, especially with the postcards and stuff. If you weren't here earlier, I mean, I was almost off. Thank you, Casey. I was almost off Whatnot as far as like any consistent selling for a whole year, like the whole year of 2024. I would do a few special events with Lillian and Marla, but for the most part, I was not selling. But I've now done, I think this is my 11th show in a row I've been doing on Fridays, and I've had fun getting back into it. So my plan is to keep doing them throughout 2025, as long as I can keep finding the stuff. If for anybody sells on Whatnot, that's the biggest challenge. It's just the constant sourcing you have to do. I mean, I'm a full-time reseller, so I have to do constant reselling anyway. But when I'm trying to find ephemera, it can get tough to continue to find the volume necessary to sell on here. But fortunately, I've been doing this long enough that I have a lot of people who call me. I get a couple of calls a week now, to not necessarily just for ephemera, but just for different things. And I've always said, for anybody who's a reseller, relationships are so key in this business. I find a lot of stuff going to estate sales, yard sales, thrift shops, all the same things that everybody does. But when you're trying to do this full time, it's hard to find enough stuff to sustain a business, especially if you're selling primarily vintage and antique like I do. Like, I don't do pallets. I don't do, any, well, I won't say anything, but I do very little that's not old. So, antique and vintage are my passion. And so I'm always trying to find stuff. So yeah, if you're in the Knoxville area and you have stuff to sell, reach out to me. Oh, that's cool, Hokey Scott. All right, I don't see any requests for anything, so I'm just going to keep grabbing and let me know if anybody wants to do just some random ephemera lights. We can build some of those as well. But I'll tell you what, let's see what lot 41 was here. So these are going to be, I call them transportation photos. I mean, it's kind of a miscellaneous lot, but they did all appear to be cars, at least, or, in that vein of stuff. So let me show you what they are, and then we'll run them. It's just going to be a $3 start on these. Yeah, so there's a car in the picture there. Somebody standing in front of their house. Looks like maybe they're getting ready to go on a Sunday drive, would be my guess. Here's two military vehicles. What brand is that? Let's see. I can't read. Does anybody know what kind of little truck that is? I don't know if it's military or not. But anyway, you got the Jeep there. Here's maybe a Volkswagen up there. Can't tell for sure. Then there's two people standing in front of a car. Yeah, this one's an airplane, so falls in the transportation category. Looks like a view at an airport though. Try to keep the glare off of it. Here's one from 1959. So you got your 1959 car. Just a couple more cars with the kids sitting in the grass out here. That one's got, if you can see the streaking on the picture there, but a bunch of cars on the street. Looks like maybe they're on the bus. Yeah, you can see the reflection down here. So there's whoever's taking the picture. You can see them in the reflection, but they're all, maybe it's I would say it's a bus, not a train. And here's a motorcycle. I don't know what that is hanging out the window there. Photo. So that one's in Germany, I guess. And here's another 1959. It's a Volkswagen dealership. Got the big VW logo out here. Then it's a little bit closer shot of the same dealership. There, you can see the cars in the showroom window. Just a shot out somebody's car window looking at something. Then these people sitting in some kind of Jeep or something. It looks like maybe a costume party. They're all dressed up. Got the hair. And then got a boat in the background, and they're watching the boats float by on their car. Oh, this one's written in German. Whatever, 1954 it looks like. A couple more here. Another shot out the car window. I don't know if that's exactly the same picture, but it's the same kid sitting in front of the cars. Maybe a duplicate, and then there's another car. So you're going to get all those for a $3 start. Couple of cool pictures of the Volkswagen dealership in there. And let's start auction. $3, 15 seconds, and that is running. So getting all these. A lot of cool car pictures. Volkswagen dealership. What do we have? Planes. Well, I don't know if we had a train. Planes, buses, and automobiles. Yeah, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. It is so funny. I mean, really anything with John Candy and Steve Martin has to be funny, right? Hey, KGP70. Hey, C. Edwards. Core and Kate Vintage. Thank you, Lillian. Penguin Boss for that. Get your name written on here. How are things down in sunny Florida right now? Hope Tracy's doing well. It is kind of nice here today. It's a little chilly, but not too bad. Very hot. Well, I'm ready for it to get warmer here. I don't know if I'm ready for it to get hot or not. All right, let's see. I'm just gonna grab stack of stuff. Tell you what, let's do this scrapbook. It's not in very good shape, but it actually does have some pretty cool stuff in it. This was lot 00G. Yeah, so speaking of relationships, she's doing really well. I actually got this. It was in with a bunch of books I got, and I found a guy's card who cleans out houses. He had left it at our one of my antique malls. And so I called him, or actually emailed him, and said, "Hey, I do reselling of stuff, anything vintage or antique. And if you ever come across anything that you don't know what to do with, give me a call." So he did. He called me like 3 or 4 weeks later after I'd sent him the email, and he had a ton of books he had pulled out of a house. And I do a lot with books, not really on Whatnot that much, mostly in my booths and some of my other platforms. But this happened to be in with the books, and thought this will be good to bring to Whatnot. So as you can see, the front of it's really jacked up there. And everything's glued in here, and it's I called it a poetry scrapbook because that seems to be mostly what's in it. And I think it's from the 20s based on some of the dates I saw. So yeah, that's just they've clipped all kind of stuff out, and the red and the green. A little child on a sick bed lay, and to death seemed very near. Her parents' pride, and the only child of a railroad engineer. Is that one? So it's that was an uplifting one to read. I know. Sorry about that. Let me pull this off just to show you what we got here. So yeah, it's just tons of pages of this. There are, a few that had illustrations. Christmas at the Peters Farm is there. Here's Christmas in Palestine. You got the angel. But yeah, if you like poetry or, I don't know that it's all poetry, but most of it appears to be. It might be an interesting album. Let me show a few more pages and then we'll start it, and I'll continue to show while the auction runs. Promise Yourself, Confidence, the music lesson, a poem a week, The Child of Long Ago. Let me know if anybody wants to have a poetry reading. We can read some. But hey, welcome in Swiping Good Vibes and Jumping Kittens. I have a jumping kitten here. There's two women. There was one in here that was kind of funny towards the back, I think. Maybe we'll get to it before the auction ends. Tell you what, let me just see if I can find that one real quick. Oh, I didn't even see this when I was going through it. Let's see, what is this? Professor Coleslaw, January 29th, 1940, Davenport, Iowa. On your program of January 28th, I understood you to say that January 28th was also Kansas Day, I think. However, history records January 29th, 1861 as the date that Kansas was admitted to the Union. And throughout the state of Kansas, January 29th is the date observed as Kansas Day, a native Kansan. So I guess, does that say coleslaw? I don't know if this, I guess it's a real letter where she was correcting a professor, but anyway, that's pretty funny. Let's see, let me find that one thing that I happened to see, and then we'll get it started. Because I thought this was funny. When mothers call their children home at dark. There's window shopping with the image there. So as you can see, there's a lot in here. There's those who go down in subs. The sinking of the U.S. submarine S4 near Provincetown, Massachusetts, has aroused widespread public interest in the question of undersea crafts. So there's an article about submarines and just a ton more poetry. Well, 1928 revived campaign song. So I said, this was circa 1920s. I only found a couple of dates and they were 1920s, but then that letter was dated 1940. Oh, yeah, here we go. Men by an unsought jewel. Men are what women marry. They have 2 feet, 2 hands, and sometimes 2 wives, but never more than one caller or one idea at one time. Like Turkish cigarettes, men are all made of the same material. The only difference is that some are a little better disguised than others. Generally speaking, they may be divided into three classes: husbands, bachelors, and widowers. Then it goes on. So it's a psychological marvel that a soft, tender, fluffy, violet-scented, sweet little thing like a woman should enjoy kissing a big, awkward, stubby chin, tobacco, and bay rum-scented thing like a man. If they permit him to make love to you, he gets tired of you in the end, and if you don't, he gets tired of you in the beginning. So, anyway, I thought this was pretty funny. So let me go ahead and get this started. It's just going to be a $4 start. It does weigh a little more, but my shipping's capped at the $9 and whatever the 1 pound price is. So that would be the most you'd pay if you haven't bought anything else. Let's go ahead and start this. Since I've shown most of it, we'll just keep it at 15 seconds, and that is running. Yeah, I don't know exactly how many pages it has, but it's pretty full. There are a few empty pages at the end. There's something. All right, Rewind Iowa. That was probably free shipping for you, so a good deal. I'll just put this with your other stuff. Yeah, and the main reason I stick to Ephemera on Whatnot is just because the volume of stuff you sell. I did a glass show one time, and I mean, I ship tons of glass. I mean, my wife calls me the China King of Knoxville, so I don't mind shipping breakables. That's probably 90% of everything I sell on other platforms. But when you start selling, 6 vases to somebody and Whatnot puts it all in one box, and you got to figure out how to unbundle it. And it wasn't so bad back when Whatnot absorbed all the shipping overages, but now that they don't, to be honest, I don't understand how people who sell a lot of glass do it, because I don't know, it's too big a challenge and a hassle, I guess. So anyway, here's another. We'll go ahead and do this one. I haven't seen any requests for anything, so we will run lot 49. And these are going to be Popular Mechanics magazines. These are both from 1946, in really good condition. In fact, when I got all these, they were in the original cardboard sleeves, but I took them out because you can't see what the issues are or anything if they were in there. So the sleeves had the mailing label. So best I can tell, these had never been read. I mean, there is a little bit of wear, I just think, from being stored. I mean, I literally got hundreds of these things in a box one time, and I've slowly been going through them. But yeah, so they're in really, really good condition. So you got, on this one, you have some kind of harvesting machine, it looks like, on the front. Maybe. Well, it's actually digging a trench, because it's pulling the sand and then spitting the sand out the side. And then on the back, you have an ad for Schaefer's pens. Hey, Cat Stance Mom. Hey, Crochet Lady. Thanks for coming in. Anybody else I've missed? But you always have a lot of great ads in these old magazines. So there's a Rayovac battery, BF Goodrich tires. Here's Champion spark plugs. I mean, I know people who sell ads can sometimes make more money breaking the magazine up, but I can't ever bring myself to do that. There's some kind of train. How to make your body bring you to fame instead of shame. I think I need to order that. Charles Atlas. Well, let's see what else is in here. Let's get back to the articles now. Here's something about the moon, Station Moon. Here's some planes. The Craftsman. There's a vacuum cleaner checkup and repair. So if you need to fix your vacuum cleaner. How do you know it's a good saw, Dad? And maybe because he reads Popular Mechanics. So there's that one. And the other one is also from 1946. And it has this cool looking boat on the front. Flying Water Bugs, page 96. Let's see what the article looks like. Yeah, so here's the article on the flying water bugs. Oh, and the ad on the back one. This one is your more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette. The T-zone test will tell you taste and throat. So if they taste good in your throat, I guess doesn't hurt too bad, then camels are the best. Well, let's see what kind of ads we have in this one, then we'll get this one started. There's another Charles Atlas. Probably some of the same ads. Yeah, there's another Rayovac, BF Goodrich. Hey, we're the other guys. Remember those commercials? Bunch of planes. So let me go ahead and get it started, then we can thumb through it while it's running. $3 start for both these. There is a little weight to them, so if you haven't bought anything, it's going to be like $9 shipping. But we'll run these for 20 seconds, and they are going. Radar cues the Navy fighters. Look at that house. Look at the trailer. Go get yourself a cottage on wheels. Yeah, these are just so cool. But no interest. All right, does anybody see anything they want me to run that's in the catalog right now? I can keep just grabbing some lots and we can go through those. Tell you what, let me grab these two lots. So let me grab all these. Let me just grab this stack of stuff and we'll go through all this real quick. All right, so we'll start with lot 00C. I thought these were cool, different. I have to do a little research on these to even figure out what they were. But I did find these online, and I could probably actually sell them on another platform. So if they don't sell here, no big deal. But these are they're embossed, and they were used to create ads for newspapers. I think, it's hard to, well, here, if you see on the back, it's embossed, and it talks about this is ad number 58299L, 2 columns and 100 lines. But this is for a Philco tri-refrigeration refrigerator there. And then this one's for the Bob Hope special. And what's cool is, if it's hard to see, but you can see Bob Hope's image there. And then Red Fox's, let's see if I can, yeah, Red Fox's image there. So Red Fox, Elkie Summer, and the Associated Press All-America football team were on this particular show. And then I think these are similar things. It's football players. I could not find any information on these, but they seem to be similar, and they were with these other things. So you can see that somebody looks like they're punting the ball. It's very, very hard to see, but it says that's George somebody. Can't tell what team he plays for. Oh, it just says George Sternweiss back. So it doesn't say what team he plays for. And then you had this one, if you can see him, that's Archie Moore. I've heard of Archie Moore. But it says an NEA matte. So by matte, it does make me think it has something to do with printing. So you're going to get all 4 of those. These are going to be a $10 start. I think if you look up especially the Philco one, I found that one, and then I did find an example of the Bob Hope one somewhere too. So start this at $10 for all 4 of those items, and that is off and running. So you got the 2 football players. Like I said, I assume those have something to do with printing, but I don't know for sure on those. But I do know these were used for printing. So you got the Bob Hope show with Bob and Red there, and then the Philco tri-refrigeration. All right, and no worries on that. All right, next up, we'll do lot 29. Not 290, 29. And these are going to be Red Cross posters, and there's 9 of them. So I did $1 a piece, so it'll be a $9 starting bid. These are from 1968. And I think they're probably classroom posters. They're all laminated. Here's the date on the back. They were originally printed in 19, well, it doesn't, 66. And then this is the 1968 printing. So you have, but they're very 60-ish looking. You have the Goodbye Germs. Then you have Beware, Take Care cards are there. And they all have stuff on the back as well that gives more detail about what's on the front. Here's water safety. Be careful, be courteous. This one does have, I assume this is how it was when I got it, but I assume maybe they were in an antique mall somewhere. So it's got some sticker residue. I'd say since these are laminated, that'd be easy to clean off. Here's poisons, hands off. And then we have good food gives you grow power. And then on ice and snow, watch where you go. I love that one. Very colorful. Then you have go, go, go slowly. They're roller skating. So I guess it's telling you to be careful when you roller skate. I spent many an hour at the roller skating rink when I was in junior high school. Here's know the safe way to play. Notice they don't have any jarts on there. That would not be the safe way to play. And then finally, you have time to learn, fire can burn. That one's pretty cool too. So you're going to get all 9 of those at $1 a piece. So a $9 starting bid. And that, we'll just do it for 15 seconds. And that is running. All right, no interest in those. All right, next up we have lot 28. And these were going to be some Oakland Raiders prints, and there's, let's see how many there are. Yeah, so they're all on Kodak paper. I do not know when these were printed. I mean, they look like, my guess is maybe they were part of some set that was put out, maybe the 80s, something like that. But I mean, the subject matter is older than that. You have Hubbard, Fred Biletnikoff, George Blanda, and I think it says, oh, Ken Stabler there on the end. Let's see, then that one, I'm not sure who that one is, but 2 Oakland Raiders there. Here's a color one. Again, I'm not sure who that one is. You know, I know who 00 for the Raiders was. There's Ken Stabler. Whenever I used to go to Gulf Shores, when you went to the Floribama Lounge, a lot of times Kenny Stabler would be there shooting pool. That would have been in the 90s probably. There's another, maybe that's Jim Plunkett. I'm not 100% sure. Stabler was 12, so I'm not sure on that one. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so there's Stabler, and yeah, it doesn't look like Jim Plunkett, so I'm not sure who that is. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. I'll tell you what, I'll do a $6 start, so $1 a piece. So let me change that to 6 instead of 8. 15 seconds, and that's running. These are all 8 by 10. So Oakland Raiders prints. Hey Priscilla, Mel, thanks for coming in. East Coast Cards, the Lhasa, Monk Knight. All right, no interest in those. All right, next up, and for anybody just coming in, if you see anything in the catalog you want me to run, just let me know. You can put the lot number in the chat. Also, if you see anything in my buy it now you're interested in, I'll do anything in the buy it now for 30% off. So, like through a flash sale. So just let me know if you see anything, and I can pin that and then run it for 30% off. You know, I could buy it now. All right, so this is going to be a Super Smurf folder from 1982. It does still have the original Target price tag on it. Same thing on the back. And then inside you have the Mead portfolio and the word Smurf there. So pretty good condition. Don't see any damage or anything. There's a crease down here in this corner. Forgot to pin that. That was like 27. And this one's just going to be a $3 starting bid. And it is running for the Super Smurf folder. And 1982 is the date on it. Alrighty. Hey, TW Roush, 2 for 1. Thank y'all for coming in. Anybody else I've missed, appreciate you stopping by. All right, this is going to be lot 23. And these are some kind of little mini posters. There's Tupac Shakur and also Eminem. So you got 2 of the Tupacs. And these are from 1998. I think is what that one is. And you can see there's nothing on the back. I have no idea what these were. I don't know if they were like for the little carnival mirrors or what, but and then there's actually just one M&M. So you have 2 Tupacs, 1 M&M. I think that one's actually maybe from 1999. Yeah, so this one's 99, those 2 are 98. So all 3 of these for just a $3 start, and those are running. Eminem, the Real Slim Shady, and then Tupac. Sorry about that. All right, no interest in those. All right, here's a Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know if anybody's a Dungeons and Dragons person, but this is the Terrible Trouble at Tragador module. This is from 1989. Anybody in here play Dungeons and Dragons? So here's this, 1989, and it's got all the instructions. I would assume you probably had to have like the master set or whatever to use this. Never actually played Dungeons and Dragons. I think I tried one time, but never really got into it. And we'll go ahead and run this another $3 start, and that is running. Hey, Cat Rat, Pleasant Mountain Finds, welcome in. Anybody else I've missed, appreciate you spending some of your Friday with me. Have a ton of stuff still in the auction catalog, and then also a lot of stuff in the buy it now. If you're interested in anything, you can put the lot number in the chat and I'll run it, or you could put a pre-bid in and I'll try to keep an eye out for those as well. And if you see anything in my buy it now you're interested in, I'll sell anything for 30% off during the show. So just let me know and I can pin that and then run a flash sale on it. So all right, let's see what else we have here. Is there any types of stuff that anybody's looking for or would like me to run? I mean, I've got I can put together just some miscellaneous lots of stuff. I have tons of boxes. Tell you what, let's do that and see if there's get away from the catalog stuff for a little bit anyway, and just do some building of lots. Let me just reach into one of my bags here. I guess I know this isn't technically ephemera stuff, but I found this bag of just like various little knickknacks. Let's see if there's any interest. And I would just run all this stuff together. So you have a little SpongeBob figurine there, another SpongeBob figurine there, and a little strawberry magnet, like an enameled butterfly. I I think this may have been a brooch because it looks like maybe there's a place for the pin. I don't know if somebody knows what they're doing could fix it. It does have a hole right here, so I don't know if somebody was wearing it as a necklace, but it's an enameled metal brooch or enameled metal butterfly. And so you may know the significance of October 9th. It says, remember October 9th. And it says, for more buttons, call Miss Anderson, clergy and laity concerned. And it's got their phone number. And they were $25 for some number of them, I guess. Here is a drumstick button, so another pin back. There's some kind of brass medallion. It looks like the Olympics. I don't know if that's the letter E on there. There's no markings that I can tell. Here's a Woodstock. Come on, people now. 3 days of peace and music. Smile on your brother. Obviously not original, but I think that's representative of the original Woodstock, not one of the other ones. Here's a Canon keychain. Here's another strawberry magnet. Let's see what else we got in here. Here is a train keychain. Looks like pewter, maybe. It is marked with some company on the back. Then here's a little lapel pin of an angel. Here's a skeleton key. It looks like maybe it was for a safety deposit box or a mailbox. It's numbered 836. And here is a pirate keychain. I guess Captain Morgan, maybe. Yeah, Captain Morgan rum. Here's a butterfly plastic ring. Another butterfly plastic ring. Like I said, this was just all in this bag when I found it. There's a book of some sort. I don't know if that's a Bible or just a book. Just a few more things here. There's a Santa Claus ring. There is some kind of plastic ring. This one says 4H. Oh, it's a 4H pin. Oh, that's dangerous. Let's see if I can close that. And then here is, I'm not sure what this one says. My eyes can't read it. And then finally, here's a little plastic or rubber. I guess it's rubber lion. So let me just pin one of these miscellaneous lights up top. We'll just pin it as anything that's 4 to 7 ounces will be fine. So let me pin it as, I thought I had a miscellaneous one that I'd done, but maybe not. Tell you what, let me just add a miscellaneous ephemera light real quick so I can run some of this other stuff. So create temporary listing. We are going to do category. Where is ephemera? Antiques, vintage, and ephemera. I'm going to put this in the ephemera category, even though technically it is probably not. And we will just do miscellaneous ephemera. And starting price 3. I'm going to do a quantity of 100 just so I got them out there. Condition. I know crazy people talk to themselves, but I always have to talk myself through this. We'll do it as 4 to 7 ounces, not 4 to 7 pounds. And confirm. All right, it's probably down at the bottom. Now let me find what I just added to pin it. Well, miscellaneous, where did I add it? There it is, miscellaneous. Oh, I misspelled ephemera. That's why it's not. All right, so this whole stack of stuff for $3. $3, we'll just do 15 seconds. See if anybody wants all this stuff here. You got the SpongeBob, you have the Captain Morgans, you have the butterflies, you got some different brass medals. Nope, no interest. It is an ephemera show after all, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised that there was no interest in that. Hey, Hamzal, 313, Kevin Bossar, Baby Duke. Hey, Bookie Vintage, thanks for coming in. I got a bunch of stuff in the catalog. If you see anything you want me to run, just put the lot number in the chat. Or if you see anything to buy it now, I'll do any of those a flash sale for 30% off. Otherwise, I think I'm just going to start building some miscellaneous lots of stuff here. So I'll get a stack going, and then we'll start the clock for, say, 30 seconds, and I'll keep adding until it's over. All right, here's some old Viewmaster reels. National Union of South Africa, Valley of a Thousand Hills. Let's see, these look to be all South Africa. 1, 2, Southern Rhodesia, Africa. There's Southern Rhodesia. Then here's a few Alaska ones too. So do Alaska, Alaska, Alaska. There's Skagway. And then finally Mount McKinley. So you get all those Viewmaster reels. Let me reach back down into the thing here. Here's a North American Fishing Club Life Member patch. Here's some postcards, just some chrome postcards. And we'll do all this at a $3 start. Here's a 1950 bulletin for the Christ Chapel worship service. And then here's a slip cover and curtain measurement charts from the Singer Sewing Machine Company. So if you have a slip cover, you need a measure. And then this looks like some kind of, there's somebody's certificate of birth, and it was in here. Let's see what else is in here. And then this is Diligent in Business. It has something to do with Solomon. Looks like Bible verses from Proverbs. So you get those two things. And then here is In Loving Remembrance of Mr. B.J. Adamson. He died in 1908. So a funeral card from 1908, it looks like. Then here's a funeral card from 1888. Wow, that one's pretty old. I guess they're in really good shape. And then 1894. So going by the date on them, I assume that's when those were made. Tell you what, let me put this stuff on the bottom. Yeah, I have a bunch of vintage photo slides we can go through. All right, let me add one more thing, then we'll start, and I'll just keep throwing this as long as people are bidding. So here's the State of Iowa Uniform County Teachers Certificate, first grade. So I guess this was, this person was certified. They paid the registration fee in 1910. And then here's one more thing. It looks like somebody's report card from 1895, 1896. All right, I'm going to start this for 30 seconds, and I will keep putting stuff down as long as there's bids. Let me grab a few more things out of here so I know I got enough stuff. And let's start the auction. I don't know if I have anything Kendallville, Indiana or not. I haven't seen anything pop up that I remember, but in all these boxes, who knows? There might be something. All right, so we're going to start this $3. I'm going to run it for 30 seconds, and I'm going to keep putting stuff down as long as y'all are bidding. So far, we got this, and we're off and running. Here's another report card, 9th grade, 1903 and 1904. Then here's monthly, term, and annual reports. So these all look like to be report cards of different things. Here's the Roll of Honor. We came to Tabor in March 1899. So that one's from the public schools 1897 and 1898. I was wondering if somebody's going to bid. This seems to be a pretty good lot. There's an oversized postcard. There's a Norman Rockwell thing. Wow, really good pickup East Coast cards. $3 for all that, including all the antique report cards. Let me start a stack for you. Yeah, I think you probably got your money's worth on that lot. So tell you what, we'll do another one. All right, let's see what all we have in here. And I'll do it. Let me do one more of these, then I'll pull some photo slides out and go through those. Let's see, I have no idea what this is. Oh, 1927 Denton High School commencement. It has their calling card in there. You got that. It's like another commencement, something or another here. Class of 19, is that 17? Let's see. Yep, 1917. So a commencement thing from 1917. Then here's highlights of your scenic boat cruise from Miami Beach, Florida. So it's like a kind of like a postcard book, but they're just pictures. So I guess these are the things you would have seen on the scenic boat cruise. And then here's a similar book for Grand Canyon National Park in Arizona. Here's Virginia, 1928. Oh, so this is a University of Virginia. Still got that like onion skin paper in there. Yeah, it's still attached with the cord. The graduating class of the University of Virginia. So yeah, this is pretty cool here. So there's the program of graduation. It's got all the people who graduated. So you got that. Then you got 1982. So we go from one extreme to the other. You got class of 1982, which is getting close to when I graduated. I graduated high school in 85. Concord High School. Here's somebody's 1957 college ID from the Iowa State College. And then here's high school graduation 1908. Class of 08, Tabor High School at the Congregational Church. Music was provided by the Glee Club. All right, here's 1916. So a lot of really old graduation programs. And then finally, we'll go ahead and start this. This one is from, see, I don't see a year on this one, but it looks to also be maybe, early 1900s, somewhere in that range. All right, let me pull a few more things. So I've got some stuff to run. I'll just pull this box out. All right. And I'm going to start at $5 this time since we only had one person bidding. I think that's still a great deal for all this. So we're going to, I got to go back and repin this. And then repin it. All right, let me get some things ready to go here. want to get it where I can kind of pull a variety of stuff. Since this is a, whoops, sorry about that, a miscellaneous lot. All right, and we're gonna start auction. We'll do $5 for 30 seconds, and I'll keep throwing down as long as y'all are bidding. And we are off. This is something about Black Carl. I'm not sure what that is. Here's some Wofford College, which I think's in South Carolina. Wofford College. Well, here, I'll throw this picture in there. I can't get that open. There's a Duke University report card from 1962. Here's some postcards. And go ahead and get the rest of these postcards in there. And East Coast Cards took another one. These look like they're all foreign postcards, probably. All right, I've got this stuff in front of me. I'm going to run through it, and then we'll switch over to some photo slides. But I think I have just enough here to do one more of those slides. Let's see. I'll put that down there with the East Coast Card stuff. All right, so we'll start this one. Looks like a real photo postcard. It is foreign, like Ravensburg. So you got that. It's another real photo type postcard. Hey, Printicorn, thanks for coming in. Hey, Vic Secret, Rockin' Roots, anybody else that I missed. Just throwing down some miscellaneous lots right now. These are just like boxes and boxes of stuff that I have in my garage. Do a few more postcards in there. Then I'll get to some other stuff. Here is some kind of letter. Let's see what it is. Wofford College, 1959. So then here's the graduating exercises of Emory University. Obviously, I picked up a bunch of college-related stuff at some point. Here's the 1960 parking, traffic, and safety regulations at Duke. Here's a DePaul University 1947 commencement program. There's another one of those. Okay, and this looks like it's somebody's paper on how the nuclear reactor works at the 3 Mile Island power plant. This was done in 1989. So that was when did the 3 Mile accident was way before 1989, wasn't it? So anyway, somebody did a paper there. Here's a postcard for falafel. Let's see. And this looks like somebody cut out like some car ads out of something. There was one more DePaul University graduation thing. Here's a patch for the John Beretta Title Company. There's another real photo postcard. Here's the Cloister at Sea Island, Georgia. It's like I don't know if it's a marketing brochure. That's what it appears to be. Well, let me get a few more things and then we may run this just a lot. There's a bunch of letters. All right, let me throw a few more things down and then we'll get started. There's the Sacred Singers in Lenore City, Tennessee. That's right down the road for me. There's Chief Tomachiki in Kingsland, Georgia. A little business card. And then here's Story of a Praline, the Green Orchid. It's kind of like Aunt Jemima on there almost, but my especially famous Mala pralines. So, all right, let me start this. and then we will go from there. Run next. Oops, that started at $1. So, oh well. We'll see if anybody bids. Traveler's Memo Book. Hopefully, y'all will bid at least up a little bit. Here's like some postcards. There's more postcards. Some more real photo postcards. These look like they came out of a postcard book. Here's an old pre-stamped postal card. Thanks for the bids. Here we've been married 3 years and you've accomplished nothing. Some kind of humorous card. There's the West Side Chapel in Morristown, Tennessee. Here's some kind of letter from 1908, and East Coast Cards got that. We'll go ahead and throw that one in there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let me pull a few of these photo slides and see if there's any interest in those. And we can always go back to this miscellaneous stuff. Let's see. We'll just give you your own shelf down here, East Coast Cards. I do like have a whole stack of letters we can run later. They look like they're from the, I don't know what year. They're all Somerville, South Carolina, the 60s, 1960s. So yeah, I don't know if anybody would have an interest in that. Well, on the those space-related ones, I mean, I can run. You talking about the ones that are in the catalog, like Lot 10D? Yeah, I mean, I would start those at what they're listed for. Because if I don't sell them in here, I'll probably list those somewhere else. But let me show these. They are pretty cool. So let me find the right piece of paper for each one. Well, I'll tell you what, if you wanted to, so let me pull all these out. Lot 10A, Lot 10D, and Lot 10E. So there's 3 different lots. And then you also have the original paper that went with these. You have Apollo 17. And I think I have them at 10 apiece, but I would run all 3 for 20 if you want me to start an auction at 20. So let me know. So you have the Apollo 17, and these sheets list what was on each one. I sold a couple of these last, these were the 3 I have left. There's Apollo 16, and then there's Apollo, no, that's the Saturn Voyager, and here's the slides that go with each one. So the Apollo 17 has 55 slides in it. And then the Voyager 1 has 18 slides in it. And as I mentioned, they have the original sheets that came with them that it told what was on each of the slides. And they're complete sets. And then this one was the Apollo 16, and it had 25 slides in it. Okay, tell you what, I'm just going to take this 10D and I'm going to change the description just so I know what I did here. I'm just going to put, NASA photo slides, 3 sets. NASA photo slides, 3 sets plus info sheets. And I said I would start them all 3 sets for $20. Let me up the weight just a little bit. There are no hazardous materials in this listing. And let me pin this. And let me show you an example. I'm not going to show all these. I mean, you can see on the sheets what's in them, and they're from a company called Movie Newsreels, and they're from the early '80s sometime. Like I had the shuttle one last time, and I think it was from '82, and I think they're all about the same. So, like the Voyager one, this explains exactly what's on each slide. The Apollo 16 explains, and so on and so forth. So let me just show you one, just so you get an idea of what they look like. I just randomly pulled this one out, and you got this is Apollo 16. That was the company that made them, and it's got somebody, the guy on the moon. And this company made like all different. They made They made 8mm movies, VHS cassettes, and photo slides. So let's go ahead and start this. Okay, you bought the shuttle. All right, 3 sets, $20. Start auction. I'm just going to do it for 20 seconds. And that's running. Thank you, Boho Satchmo. Yep, and thanks for coming back and visiting me again. You know, and I don't know if you were able to find any information, Boho, on the ones you bought from me, but I could find no information on these. I found like one set of the Apollo 16, like when I Googled them, but I really just could not find a whole lot of information about these. But they are really cool. So, all right, thanks for the bids, guys. And let me write your name down. What did I do with my Sharpie? Nick and Nick. And all this stuff should ship out. I'm probably not going to get it out today, so it'll either go out tomorrow or Monday. As I always say in these, I'll commit to Monday, but if I get a wild hair, I'll get everything packaged up and taken to the post office tomorrow. Let me find a spot to put these. Let's see, flip Millicent stuff that way. I'm going to move Flip Your Wig stuff down here with his other stuff. All right. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Nick, the coolest thing I ever had space related, I was at a yard sale one time and I found, so it was very benign at first. I found this packet that said like space shuttle postcards 1982. That's cool enough, so it's like $1. And when I got home and opened them, there were 20 photos from the whatever the first Apollo mission was that went to the moon. Was that a 14? Whichever one that was. And they were official NASA photographs, and they were printed on exactly the right paper for the period. They were 1969, and I ended up selling those on another platform for like $150. So, not bad for an investment that I didn't even know I was getting them for. I mean, I thought I was just buying the space shuttle postcards, and those happened to be crammed inside the folder. So that's one of the coolest things I've been able to find. I mean, did you still want to see some more photo slides? I don't have any more space ones that I know of. But I do have. I mean, look around me. I got so many photos, so many slides. They're just hard to show. Is the problem. So to be honest, what I usually do with my slides is throw a bunch in a box and I take them to my local in-person auction. Well, it's online, but I mean the local auction, and they usually do pretty well there. But I can show some if you want, so just let me know. Otherwise, yeah. Does anybody see anything in the catalog? First off, in the auction catalog or the buy it now. As I mentioned, if you see anything in the buy it now, I will run anything like do a flash sale at 30% off. And then, of course, all the stuff. I have a ton of stuff still left in the auction catalog as well that I can run. Or I can just continue to run some miscellaneous lots. I can do some more handwritten letter lots. I can do photo. I got plenty of photos to run. So just, I don't know, somebody let me know what they want to see and I'll run that. We can either do miscellaneous, we can do stock certificates, handwritten stuff, or stuff from the catalog. Miscellaneous lots. Okay, Gracefully, you spoke up first, so I will do that for you. Oops. All right, I'll tell you what. This is kind of miscellaneous, so we'll just run all these together first. And this is just a whole stack of handwritten letters. So let me put in miscellaneous. Let me pin this. Hold on, let me edit this so I don't accidentally start it. My laptop's going crazy over here. Confirm. All right, let me pin this. So this is a whole stack. I don't know exactly how many letters are in here, but I think they're all from well, that one's 1959, so I guess 50s and 60s. Looks like maybe somebody was at Limestone College. And let's just open one and get an idea of what they are. This is Dearest Baby. This will be kind of a diary of my stay, so for you in the hospital. Boring, but nevertheless, I am doing it. So I came over about 5 yesterday. Ellie brought us. So I assume this is maybe mom or dad. I guess it could be mama. So I don't know if all these are from mama to her baby, but I'm not going to show them all. We're just going to run them. And then whoever gets them can go through them and have fun reading them all. So let me start this. Started at just $3, 20 seconds, and that is running. So they're all in these same the pre-stamped envelopes. So 1950s, 1960s letters to a girl at Limestone College, Miss Sue Murner. I didn't even know where. Oh, that one's got a lot in it. There are some. All right, Millicent's Memories. Good deal. I'll put that with your Battlestar Galactica. Let me write your name on these just so in case they get separated. Yeah, and as the title of my show says, I mean, I'm really working on purging out Ephemera. I've been pack writing it now for like 4 years and just trying to clean out some space in the garage. All right, let's do a miscellaneous photo lot. I did have a special lot set up for that, so let me pin that one. Gaffney is not too far from where I grew up. You know, I was born in Shelby, North Carolina, and my grandparents lived in Chester. So I think all that's not too far from Gaffney. All right, so they have some photos on board, so some studio. That's old Eula Edelman. We'll put a couple of these in there. Here is, look at them with their baby. He looks awfully proud. She is at least smiling somewhat. So you have those two. Here's another. These are like 8x10 size here of this girl and this boy. And then there's the whole family. Wow, look at his eyes. He's intense. Oh, here we go. And it is identified on the back, 1928. Well, let's see if we can see. I do not see anything that identifies location. Sorry about that on these. Let's see if these had a studio name on them. No, these aren't identified either as far as location, and I don't think that one was either. So none of those have location identified. Let me do a couple more, then we'll get this started. Now this one's cool. It does have damage to the board, and then the picture's got one little tear here, but it looks like an old general store, maybe. You know, there's like I'd love to have that display case for my booth. I'd love to have all these display cases for my booth. Brownstone, maybe? Oh, that looks just about like the ceiling in my antique mall. I think that's one of those metal ceilings. That one just says Adamson's Store. That's all it says. And as I mentioned, the corner is messed up on that one. All right, tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and start it for $3, and then I'll continue to add some of those types of photos. I have a bunch of snapshots too, but we'll keep this one as like a photo on board lot. Here's the next one that's coming in, so you know. So let me start auction. It looks like another general store type picture. I'm going to do it for, I'll just do it for 20 seconds and I'll keep adding. And it's $3 start and we're off and running. So here's another general store type picture. I don't know if it's the same place, but look at all the, I mean, you could have fun just figuring out what else in there. And here's another one. It looks like maybe that's the same picture. Oh, this one is NS identified 1901 sales room of Gill Company. And then here's some people standing out in front of a store as well. Let's see, that one's Bob Speck and Charlie Hurd. It doesn't say where it is, though. This one's got some damage, but this is also, this looks like that same Gill Company, maybe, but this one's got identifiers on it. Speck and Son, no, 1894 Speck and Sons. All right, Millicent's Memories. It's a nice lot of photos there. Let's see, your stuff was right here. All right, I'll go ahead and just run another one of these type of lots. I'm going to start with this one. I'm basically throwing this one in, but it's Morristown High School, which is here in Tennessee. It's in Upper East Tennessee. It's in terrible condition, but nonetheless, it's a really cool graduation picture. I wished it was in better shape, but we'll put that in there. Let me see what other photos on board I have. Those are all 8x10s, but not on board. All right, this is more, looks like that's one of those same maybe stores. So here we go. Yeah, so this must be that. We've seen that same name, Speck, Kidwell. So I'm guessing that's maybe 1800s, early 1900s, but it looks like that same sales room or store. And then this one, same family, Robert Speck, but this is on the front porch of their house. I will say it's got some fading. I mean, it's probably the way it was printed. It looks bright. I'll just say it looks brighter on the computer screen than it does. I think it does anyway in person. Then this one's got some writing on the back, but it's a little faded. I'm sure you could read it. The Morristown picture, I don't think it had a date on it, but let's just look. I mean, based on the dress, I mean, you can see how they're dressed. I would say early 1900s, maybe. There's a lot of younger kids in there, though, for it to be all high school. Probably great. It's probably all grades. I like all the people in the windows. Yeah, like I said, it's a shame that one's not in better condition. All right, then here's an old house. I have no idea. Well, say I have no idea. Here we go. The Hassan home on Main Street, Morristown. So that one's also in Morristown, Tennessee. It's in good condition. Here's some kind of disaster. I don't know if it was a flood or a hurricane. It looks like maybe the ocean's back here, but you can see how much damage there is. Oh, hold on. Let's see if I can see Smith Restaurant. Somebody's Smith Restaurant. I was looking to see if I saw any other identifying names. There's nothing on the back of this one, unfortunately. But yeah, some kind of flooding or hurricane, maybe. Then here is some people sitting on a cannon. Okay, remember the JS excursion 1902 to Quincy Ills Raymond. Looks like maybe it was in somebody's booth at one time and somebody scratched that out. But yeah, it's like a family outing to some park where they had cannons. Then here's another one. It's probably that same. Yeah, this Wills Miller. Yeah, so Speck Grout Hardware Store, Main Street. So I wonder if that's Morristown too. I mean, could be Morristown. I know there seems to be a lot. I guess if somebody Googled Speck Morristown, maybe that would give you a clue. All right, let me see if I have any more board photos so I can fill this slide out. I'm going to go ahead and start it. Yeah, I've got plenty. All right, I'm going to do this one for 20 seconds as well, and I'll keep putting things in as long as it's running. Here's the first one that's going in. So we're just going to, I think it'll start at the right amount if I run next. Run next is like the Russian roulette of whatnot. I mean, you never know what you're going to get. So we're just going to run next and go for it. That's running. $3.20. You have these three girls for the Huffs. That's Lizzie Ellis Huff children. Here's like a studio card of a baby on maybe a bear rug or something. And then there's those cute kids. Then you have this family with their dog over here. That's Aunt Minnie Cozart's family, maybe. This one is labeled with names. They're standing in front of some store. I can't tell what it is, but it is also notated on the back. It looked like Speck, so it's another Speck family. This one is a studio card of, wow, look at her hair, of a family there. Thanks for the bids, everyone. And then we have this one. Looks like a soldier of some sort. So cool. My first purchase, so many fails. Thank you so much. I was looking to see if this one had any information about studio. It does not. So, but anyway, that's the last one there. I probably will start trying to package this stuff tomorrow so then I can use any of my overages for this week and then use the rest of my overages on Sunday. Does anybody else do that who sells on the weekend? You try to, then you get 10 overages per show on the weight. Let's see, where'd my sticky notes go? Yeah, those are cool lights, Millicent. I did not even know that those were in. I mean, I had no idea what was in that box, so I don't know where they came from. I mean, they've probably been in my garage for 4 years, so it's like I had, a $70 bill sitting out there. So many feels. It's fun. I don't know. For those of you who sell, the hardest thing is like interpreting names. In fact, I don't think they've been in this show, but you never know. It's very obvious when you look. It's you never know. All right, Mom. That was my mom saying goodbye. Everybody say bye, Mom. I mean, I was pronouncing her name every way, but you never know for the longest, well, up until today. I finally, when I shipped something to her, it finally hit me. Oh, that's just you never know, not you, Verno. I think that's what I'd been calling her, was you, Verno. Let's see. I got a whole nother shelf over here I can start using. All right, well, we'll keep doing some photos here. I don't know if I have many more of the board. Well, let's see what I got here. No, I still got some more shoved down here. It'll be hard to be as cool as the ones we've already seen, but I'll save all these 8x10s for later that are just like non-board photos. There's a random slide that was in there. Yeah, give me just a second. I'm just trying to separate out all these just like regular 8x10s. Let me tell you what, let me run a lot of these because I've got a bunch of them. All right, so this is doesn't have a name or anything, just a schoolgirl picture. These are large. They're not all 8x10s. These are going to be just larger photos. This one looks like 5x7, but it says wide load. Guess they've hauled these tanks on a truck, and it says Dorothy on it. So I have no idea what that is. Here's another 8x10. Looks like some kind of either a play or a wedding. Let's see what it just says. Photographed by Henry Blattner in Newark, Pennsylvania. There's two priests and an older couple. No information. So nobody did us any favors of notating these. This just looks like a blown up picture of an older picture there. I'm not sure who this guy is. some of these. That's just a picture looking off the top of a mountain or something. There's an old house. Well, I'll throw this one in. It's torn at the bottom, but it's just a snow scene. Here's another picture of an old house. So far, none of these have been notated to say where they are. It looks like maybe a school. I think that's that same old house. Let me do a couple more of these. There's looks like a pipe organ, I think. Once again, nothing to notate. There's a cathedral. So most of these are 8 by 10 photos. I'm gonna create a nice big stack of these. I have so many of them. I need to get through them. Looks like the stairs of a school. It'd have been nice if somebody would have notated what these were. There's a boat dock or a boat ramp. All right, tell you what, let's go ahead and let me start it. I mean, I've still got all these. All right, we'll just run next, and I'm just going to start throwing these down as quick as I can. There's probably already 15 or more in here. So that's running. $3 start for all these larger photos. That's a cool tree. There's a house with another big tree over it. Some kind of school building. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah. All right. No interest in those. No big deal. Those were not the coolest subject matter in the world. Anyway, let me just put all these on the table behind me. I'll do something else with them one day. All right, let me just make sure I don't have any more board photos I can pull out to put with the few I got left. I think that may have done. So let me do. I'll do all these just, and there's not going to be like any adding to them. But so this one was on a scrapbook page or on a page. George, Dad, and me obviously has quite a bit of wear there, but it also has a card with it. They are both glued on though. Here we go. Oil City, Pennsylvania, Art Nouveau Studio. You have this lady and her kid. And some of these are not board photos, they're studio photos. But here's another York, Pennsylvania. So I don't know if anybody's in the York area. Here's a boarded photo. You have all these ladies. I bet they're teachers because it looks like they're in front of a schoolhouse. That would be my guess. Anybody else agree, disagree? But they look like school teachers for whatever reason to me. So you got that one. And then these aren't boarded photos either. These came out of a photo album that looks like a trip, some kind of vacation somewhere. Swimming, maybe Florida. And this whole stack will be a $3 start too. I'm just going to show you everything I got left on the table. Then we can do some snapshots, or we can go back to miscellaneous. Or as I mentioned, make sure you look in the catalog and let me know if there's anything you want me to run from the catalog. Here's a hand tinted Columbia Studios. It doesn't say where it is. I love the way the colors look in the hand tinted stuff. Then you have this lady here. This studio is, see if I can read it. Bella, no, R something station. Yeah, I can't tell where it is, but we see it's Mother Heiss. So you got that one. And you got this baby here. So this one's kind of a mix. There's some board, there's some scrapbook. That one is identified on the back, but I can't really read it with the lighting here. Then you got these two guys with hats on. That's George and Bob Hill, about 1902. And then these are just 8x10s. All right, so that's it for that stack. It'll be everything in here. I don't have anything to add to it. So $3 start. Okay, let me write those down real quick. Millicent, well, I'll tell you what, let me start this. $3, 20 seconds. Ephemera photo lights. Okay, that's right. $3, 20 seconds. All right, that's running. So requested were 26, 28. Yeah, sorry I missed those. Whoever requested them. 43 and 44. We will do those next. All right. All right, so let me see what we got here. Lot 26 is the antique engravings. Okay, where are those? Let's see, I think they're right here. Okay. All right, so let me pin this. Yeah, so these are really cool. They do have, a couple of them do have some staining, but you know, you could trim them down and frame them and they would look real good. Like you can see the staining on this one, but we have After the Battle, and these, I think they were all from George Berry Publisher. I would guess these are 1800s. It's possible they could be early 1900s, but you know, most of these with the, you can see the press marks and everything end up being 1800s. So you got that. Then you have the Martyrdom of St. Andrew. I think this one, yeah, this one's not Barry. This one says E. Doby here. Then you have Ribera sketching in Rome. And this one, the staining does come into the etching just a little bit. The St. Andrew one did not have any staining on it, it didn't look like. Here's another one, no staining on this one that I see. This one says Don't Cry, and it's a George Berry. Rayon was the artist on this one. Then we have Band Practice in London Tower. It's got a little staining on this side. Then here's the Foot Bath. That one's interesting. And then this last one's, I think, my favorite. It's just different. It does have a little staining over here, but it does not. And then a little on this side. But this is a Japanese toilet. And you have the lady getting her hair done by the, I guess, geisha girls. So it's going to be a $5 start, and that's for your choice of any one of these. So we will see if there's any interest. We're going to go ahead and start that one. I'm just going to run it for 15 seconds, and that is running. So you have the Foot Bath. You have the Band Practice in London. You have the Don't Cry. Then the Ribera sketching in Rome. All right, which one did you want, Boho? The Foot Bath. That's that one was on the bottom. Oh, the Foot Bath. Where'd it go? I was thinking of the Japanese toy. There it is. All right. I will get your name on there and start a stack. Boho Satchmo. All right. Do y'all want me to, no Japanese toilet. Do y'all want me to run those again? Just say it. Just put wire in there if you want me to run them again. Or if that's the only one you want, that is fine too. So, oh, you wanted the toilet. Okay. Gotcha. That's the one I would have picked. So, let me find the Japanese. There you go. The Japanese toilet. Cool. All right, I'm going to set those aside for now. If anybody wants me to rerun them, just let me know. Oh, can I see Don't Cry again? Sure. Let's. Ow. If I can find it. There it is. And that one's does have a little bit of staining right there, but there's the picture on that one. And it's the one by Rajon. I was looking to see if it had a date. I think it says. Oh, no, it says Rajon SC. I don't know if that's probably not South Carolina, but. All right, so just let me know if you want me to run them again. And then let me find lot, so 26 I found. Lot 28. Lot 28 is the Oakland Raiders. Let's see, that one is back here. So let me go ahead and pin this one. So I have no idea when these were made. They are on Kodak paper. I would guess 1980s just because I remember when I collected this kind of stuff, it seems like there was a lot of this stuff in the 80s and 90s. So, I would think in that date range, but they are of older Raiders players and they're all 8x10. But you can see they're all on Kodak paper. So I'm not sure who 00 is. If anybody knows, they can put it in the chat there. Then you got number 16. I'm not sure who. I know Stabler was 12. I'm not sure who 16 is. There's Kenny Stabler. And then there's Stabler and whoever's 16. I don't think it's Plunkett, but it's probably whoever the backup was. And then there's 25 and 21. That's Bolitnikov. And I'm not sure who 21 is, but Fred Bolitnikov, because then here's okay, there you go. George Blanda was 16. So that's who the other one was in those pictures. So Ken Stabler, George Blanda, Fred Bolitnikov, and Hubbard. I'm not sure what Hubbard's name is. So let me run those real quick. Tell you what, I'm going to run them for 6 instead of 8, 15 seconds, and that is going. Thank you. Hey, Curtis Crates. Hey, Salvage Gal. Poppy's Attic. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Well, it's 4 o'clock already. When I first started at 1, I thought in my mind, probably go to 4 today, but I'll keep going as long as there's requests. And as I mentioned, also in addition to the auction stuff, look in the Buy It Now. If you see anything you want in the Buy It Now, I'll run anything today during the show for 30% off what I have it priced in there for. So let me put this with Bojo Sachmo's stuff. And then next up, we had 33. The Los Angeles maps. They are right here in front of me. So let me pin those. So I don't know the exact age of these, and I'm not going to unfold them all the way. They're in decent condition, I guess. They've definitely been used. For those of you who are close to my age, these were the cell phones of the day. I mean, these were a lot more dangerous to use than a cell phone. You'd be in the car with these things unfolded, and you're trying to fold it back up while you're using your knee to steer the car. And but anyway, so here you have a shell map of Los Angeles. You got that one, full color map. Then we have a standard oil street map. This one looks like it might be a little older. It is not full color. It's all just like blueprint. There's North Hollywood District. And then finally, you have a Los Angeles City map from the 76 Union Oil Company. And this one also looks to not be full color. Yeah, I couldn't find dates on any of these. For whatever reason, I don't know what people's hesitation in dating maps is, but you very rarely find dates on maps. It's like they just don't do it for whatever reason. All right, so all three of these, just a $3 start, so $1 a piece. Yeah, I was pretty good with maps. So yeah, just the quick story before I run these. When I got out of college in '90, so that was right about the time you were still using maps, but you had a map quest. You could go to the internet, use your modem, connect to the internet. You could put your routes you were going to be in. So I'd go to Detroit, for example. I'd map everything where I got to go. It was all well and good till a street was closed, so you couldn't. It's not like the GPS. Anyway, this is running right $3.15. Hey, Julie McIntyre. Thanks for the bid. The 3 vintage. Yeah. Like I said, I'd print everything out before I left home. And then I'd get up there and there'd be a street closed and it'd just be like, useless. Thank you, Boho. That was actually like 33. Yeah, if the GPS satellites fall out of the sky, our society's going to be in a world of hurt because nobody knows how to use a map anymore, I don't think. That was 26. All right, so that took 33. So now we have lot 43, a request for that. That is not 42, 43. Oh, the Hollywood actor cutouts. These are just $1 start. I know nothing about these. Let's see if I can find them. This is the first thing. They're probably buried under some stuff. Give me just a second to find these. I think they're just in a little... Oh, there they are. All right, so there's 20 of them. And I don't know if they were cut out of something because they're like paper. But there's nothing on the back, so it's not like they came out of a magazine. So I have no idea. But anyway, you have Tim Holt, Arthur Franz. So far, I'm 0 for 2 on hearing of any of these. William Bishop, Jack Palance. Hey, I've heard of him. Wasn't he the one he did the one-handed push-ups at the Oscars that year? From when what was the movie about the people who went out and rode the horses with Billy Crystal and Robin Williams? George Sanders. I might have heard of him. Bobby Arthur, Richard Allen, Humphrey Bogart. I've heard of him. I think that's 2 for sure and 1 maybe. Johnny Weissmuller. That's Tarzan, right? Lon McAllister. Rory Calhoun. I've heard of him, but I don't know what he was in. Anybody know what Rory Calhoun did? Bobby Driscoll. Child star. I can't remember what he was in, but Johnny Sheffield. Looks like another child star. Tony Martin. Lyle Belcher. And like I said, I have no idea what these came out of. I mean, they were cut, obviously, because you can see they're not all straight, but they're not just like magazine photos either. Ralph Meeker. Maybe they were like sheets or something. There's Vic Mature. I've heard of him. I know he played like gangster type movies. That one just says champions. I don't know what they're champions of, but they're the champions. Then there's John Barrymore Jr. I think he's Drew Barrymore's maybe, I wonder if that's our grandfather. And then Rusty Tamblyn. So, I don't know. I've heard of maybe a third of them. All right, this is just $1 start for all 20 of them. Start auction, and that is running. Yeah, maybe so. Anyway, still a pretty cool lot. I'd guess 50s if I was having to guess. So, I mean, you get Tarzan in here. And Humphrey Bogart. Here's looking at you, kid. On that Humphrey Bogart. Here's looking at you, kid. What's that? Key Largo by Bertie Higgins. That's a good song. Boho Satchmo. Thank you so much for the bids on those. All right, that took care of 43, and then lot 44 is the lantern slides. Oh yeah, these are cool too. And where are they? Here they are. So for those of you who don't know what lantern slides are, back before, we saw the oversized photo slides earlier, but these were, and I've actually seen one of these projectors before. This is what people looked at for entertainment, I guess, before movies and stuff. Well, I guess movies were out when these were out, but you would typically buy these. I mean, I have seen some that were photos people took, but a lot of times they'd be series of, places, events. In this case, they're Bible scenes, and they're from the Devereaux View Company in Brooklyn, New York. So this is Joseph's elevation, but the color on these is really, really cool. So you got that one. Then you have this one's Jephthah's rash vow. I have no idea what that means. And then finally, you have Potiphar's wife slanders Joseph. Didn't Joseph have an affair with Potiphar's wife? Maybe I'm thinking of another character in the Bible. So, all right, so you're going to get all three of those for just a $2 start. And those are running. But yeah, really good color on these. And a lot of good detail, too. All right, Nick, thank you. I will put those with your other items that you want, your space stuff. And Nick. Thanks for the bids on those. All right, still got 13 people in here. So any more requests from either the buy it now or the auction? If not, tell you what, let me grab a couple of these. I know that we had a couple of people who have asked for slides. Let's just see what's in these boxes. I have no idea. So have some boxes of slides here. So let me pin. I think I have a lot for slides. Yep. So let's see what we got. They don't have anything written on the box. Maybe there'll be something really exciting. I did find that I went to this estate sale one time and I got like 70 carousels full of slides, and like half of them were autopsies. It was kind of wild. Can't even tell what that is. Yeah, unfortunately, these don't have dates or anything on them. Just some people talking. All right, we can see some cars. I would guess 70s, maybe, from the cars that I can see. I haven't seen anything that identifies a location or anything for me. There's somebody in a swimming pool. We'll look at a few more, and I'll tell you what. I'll just run these sight unseen after that, and you know, maybe there'll be some cool stuff in these other two. Oh, it does have the negatives in here, it looks like. If you can see in the box, there's some negatives. I don't know if that's all the negatives for those. So I'll tell you what, let me put those back in there. Let me pull like one slide from each of the boxes, just see if we hit anything, then I'll run them. 2 slides. Have no idea what they're doing. Stretching. Oh, here we go. Here's the date. This one does have a date on it, I think. January 1964. So I was a little off. They're from the 60s, I guess. I don't know if that's Christmas, maybe. So that's that one. And then let's pull one from this other box. Then we'll run them. We'll run all 3 boxes. Yeah, 65 are these. So these are definitely older than I thought. Maybe a trip of some sort. There's maybe an interstate. Let me see if I can see there's a sign in the background. I got a slide projector over here that I could set up, but that would take too much time. Yeah, this has if I had my loop, I could probably see it. But in any case, it's looks like that one's maybe some kind of travel scene. So tell you what, we'll just start these. I'll start them at $3, $1 a box, and somebody can take a chance on them, and maybe there'll be, you know, some. Maybe we'll solve the Kennedy assassination from these. All right, let me start auction. I'm going to do $3, 15 seconds for these 3 boxes of slides, more or less. And, you know, we didn't really search them too much. And that's running. Oh, no, I was thinking maybe they had something written on the ends that I didn't see. All right, no interest in the slides. No worries. I might have 3, 13, and 14. Thank you for the request. 3, 13, 14. Thanks to everybody who stuck around. I probably will go no later than 5. I need to see if my wife wants to do anything for dinner. 3, 13, and 14. All right, so let's see. Lot 03. Little pen. Oh, that's right here. All right, so this is another thing. I do not know how old this is. I mean, I don't know if it would be. I know that they're using the 3 character abbreviation for Arkansas, but that doesn't necessarily mean, you know, that it's after they started using. But that's the only thing I saw in here that even came, you know, remotely close to dating it. I don't think it has any rips or tears. But this one says, "To my wife." Let me scoot it over a little bit. There is a little bit of fading on the lettering, but it says, "A darling little wife has made my dreams come true. She blesses all my life. Her name is only you. You are my partner, sweet. You share in all I do and make my joy complete by simply being you." And then it's a pillowcase. You know, I know these for very, you know, I've seen them for pretty much, you know, going back to World War II. So, all right, let me go ahead and start this. And that's running. Thank you, Boho. And then lot 13. Let me find it. Oh, yeah, these are cool too. All right, that's coming your way. And then where are those Sunkiss labels? Here they are. Tried it. Well, I can probably pull one out just so there's not a glare on it. Now, let me pin this. Right. These are two identical Sunkist labels, and they commemorate, it looks like, the Alaska Yukon Pacific Exposition in 1909. I have no idea if that's the age of these labels, but it does have trademark 1911, trademark 1912, so I don't know if, that's the age of the labels or if they were made later. But best I can tell, these are original and not reproductions. But this was for Sunkist lemons, and you're going to get two of these for one money, $4 start, and we are running. And these are crate labels. They're pretty big. Hey, welcome in JSBB3, Rick's Cool Collectibles, Jacqueline. Thanks for stopping by. Anybody else I missed? Probably kind of home stretching it for today. Been on since 1 o'clock, I think. So I don't think. I know I've been on since 1 o'clock, and it's now 4:20. All right, let me get this back in here. And then 14. Oh, the life of a farm. Yeah, these are cool too. All right, so these are Currier Knobs prints. I don't know if they came out of a book or they were part of a set that was like in a folio, but anyway, I have 3 of them here. Let me pin this. You're going to get all 3 for just a $2 start, and you have the Life of a Fireman. You got that one. Then you got the Race, Jumper Boys Jump Her. And there's that one. Don't appear to be any rips or tears to these. I was going to say, I thought there were just 3. Those are the railroad ones. And then here's the last one. This one says The Ruins. Take up, man your rope. So you're going to get all 3 of these Currier and Ives fireman prints for just a $2 start. We're going to run that, and that's off and running. Thank you. Hey, welcome in, Mako Wafer, JG Dog. Anybody else I missed? I'm Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures, doing Ephemera today. Probably won't be on any later than 5 today. So another 40 minutes or so. Tell you what, let me just run these since I have them out. See if there's any interest. Similar to the last ones, but these are railroad ones. Still Currier knives. Oh, you know what? I don't know that I have these in the... They were just stuck to the bottom of the ones. So is there any interest in these? I can run them, but I'll have to add them. It would also be a $2 start for all 3 of the railroad Currier knives prints. So just let me know on those. Yeah, and for anybody just coming in, I have a ton of stuff. Well, yeah, quite a bit of stuff still left in the auction catalog. And then I also have a bunch of stuff in the Buy It Now. And if you see anything at all that you want me to, if you're interested in the Buy It Now, just let me know and I can do it for 30% off. I can do a flash sale for 30% off. Any more requests? And if not, I'll just maybe run some. Tell you what, let me run a lot of these handwritten letters down here. So these are all from the from the 1800s or early 1900s. They're mostly from England, Scotland, different places in the United Kingdom, and they're all appear to be mostly business related. Like this one appears to be undated, but it looks to be either a receipt or a property listing. Have motor, drugs, square cart, harness, bicycle, and then I guess different prices in pounds. That one's not dated though. Then we have the something shall assume that under such will. Once again, undated. We haven't hardly seen any undated ones, and I pulled two. All right, here we go. 1906, I believe, and it's got a tax stamp of 1 penny on it. We beg to acknowledge receipt of your letter enclosing check value of that much in pounds. And this came from G.S. Herbert and Sons Stock and Share Brokers. It's cool. It's got the 1 penny tax stamp on there. So there's three of those. Oh, let me pin this here. And then here's looks like a receipt of some sort. Once again, no date. Looks like all these are one. Yeah, so here's some kind of ledger. Let's see if we can find a date on these. There's several pages though. 1911 is the date I see right there. So there's sheet 209, 210, and then 217. I'm not sure what all that listing is. So there's that. Oh, here's some more from that. There's sheet 220. Paid dues. Making copy of defense for your something. Let's see what else we got in here. Letter from the office, maybe. So I don't know. It's just a letter of some, some sort. I mean, a ledger of some sort. Dear sirs, returning to retaining maybe. Emery's, well, thanks much for sending same. Once again, another undated one. Here's an 1843. It's either 1893 or 1843. We have seen quite a few things back in the 1840s and 50s, so that one may be 93 though. But yeah, just some kind of receipt. Here's one that's 1880. It says settled by John Lockett. Yeah, October 13th, 1880. Freehold rent, Bradshaw. Let me do a couple more and then we'll start it, and then I'll add as the auction runs. That one doesn't have a date. Here's 1889, I think. Yeah, June 19th, 1889 is the date on that one. Let me do this one, then we'll start it, and then I'll keep throwing down. This one's J.G. Bone and Son, Stock and Share Brokers. We saw them earlier, 1889. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and start this one. I'm going to do 30 seconds, and I'll put stuff down as long as there's bids. And here we go. 1875, a ledger page. Here's just some kind of scrap that says 1919 or 1920. Then here's this one's from the Wiltshire Lodge. 26. I don't know if that's 1926. Here's a schedule of real estate. Hokey Scott's going to take this whole stack for $5. Good job. And that one's 1905, it looks like. So, yeah, you did good to get it now, because those went for a lot more earlier today. Awesome. Let's see. Let me write your name down here. Hokey Scott. It's all about timing, as they say. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, it's funny from auction to auction, or it's just all about who's in the room. I've done like stock certificates where they'll go for $50, and then I'll have exactly the same pretty much lot, and they'll go for $5. So it's all about if you're lucky enough to be in the room at the right time. Does anybody want to see in like a batch of stock certificates, let me know if you do. I can do some of those. I can do some photos. I can do miscellaneous. We can run some more curated lots. Just let me know. Somebody put in the chat what they want to see. Got about 30 more minutes, and then we'll probably find somebody to raid, and I'll call it a night. Hey, Libby Egan, Junior 1234, D-Line 9, Nature Love 67. More paper. Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll do another one of these handwritten lots. We'll see how this one goes, and then but I'll do at least one more. All right, so this one is see if we see a date on it. G.S. Herbert and Sons again, London. I don't see a date on that one. See amounts. This one is securities belonging to somebody. See an 1882 written there, so maybe 1882 on that one. Oh, here we go. Securities belonging to, yeah, it doesn't have a date there. Here's somebody Davies. Yeah, I don't see a date on that one. Maybe 1920. No, yeah, 1929, I think. Here is regarding George Thorley, deceased. So this must be like a disbursement of stuff for somebody who died. Certificate of death, they paid £10, or I don't know if that's probably not pounds. It'd be equivalent to like 10 cents, I guess, in the U.S. Life insurance money, debts received, club money. So you got that one. This one's one of the new. I think this one's 1946. So that one's one of the newer ones we've seen. Chester County Council, Administrative Subcommittee for Education of the Macclesfield and District Area. And here's one on letterhead for Alliance Assurance Company Limited, 1904. Got the image of a castle on there. Multi Society. I guess they started in 1824. Here's some kind of ledger, page 1912, it looks like. Margaret Noble. Looks like these all might go together. We got I guess it's 1926 Wiltshire Lodge. We've seen a couple of those. Here's some more Wiltshire Lodge pages, same year. Let me do one more, then I'll get it started. This one's the Charlins House, St. Wilfrid Home, Exeter. Dear sir, please find chart something ordered. Anyway, 1926, I think. All right, let me go ahead and get this one started, and that's running. There's the Wiltshire Lodge again, 1926. There's another one of those. This one's on like onion skin paper, 1926. Very thin paper. The claims for duty. Something about the deceased again. Here's 1902. Hey, thank you so much, Boho Satchmo, for stopping by. All right, Hokey Scott, I will stick that with your others. And let's see, those were back here. All right, let me, let's see what we got here. All right, tell you what, any request? If not, I may go ahead and call it a day. Like I said, I've been on since 1 o'clock, so been a long day, but I do have still got, if anybody wants me to run anything that's in the catalog, just let me know if you want to take a quick peek. I still have quite a few things there. I know I have some popular science, popular mechanics. I got some posters. I have magazines. What else do I have? Just some other miscellaneous stuff. Did sell quite a bit, though, out of there. Hey, the Kate 81. Hey, Anraw. Tell you what, let me finish up. I'll just run one more miscellaneous lot of ephemera, and that'll be maybe a good stopping point. We'll see how it goes. So we'll throw a few photos in there to start with. Then I got some postcards and stuff I can throw in there. So here's a 1958 photo, snapshot. Another 1958. Looks like maybe a school setting. Looks like a dam, maybe a weir dam or something. Oh, here we go. Hamilton, Ohio, 1927. Some dam on the, can't tell what river. It was in a scrapbook at one point. There's another 1959. Looks like a dog. Wow, look at all the dishes. Doesn't say anything about it. There's somebody outside their house doing something. And we have this lady who just got flowers. Maybe it's Valentine's. Simpson Studio in Knoxville, Tennessee. Oh, that's Rural High School. That high school is no longer around anymore. And then just a few more, and then we will switch over to, I'll throw in some other types of ephemera. Oh, wow. Does anybody else who grew up in the 70s, and well, I grew up in the 70s mainly, like when I was a young kid. We had this exact fireplace with those gray bricks. Does anybody else remember those? I mean, that looks exactly like our fireplace. Other than ours was not quite that close to the curtains. Looks like there's something in Florida. Maybe another Florida picture. And then for the pictures, it looks like Bigfoot right there. I'm not sure what that's a person. I guess it is. All right, let me grab some stuff out of my miscellaneous box. Right, here's some postcards. That's looks like Geneva. That one's not sure where that is, but it's another foreign postcard. Here's a chrome postcard of the Brathay River. Here's Paris. Here's Metz. And then here's, I'm not sure where this one is. Nord, is that Norway maybe? We got that one. A few more of these, then we'll pull in something else. Here's Herson. Maybe France. Not 100% sure on that one. There's another one. Maybe, here we go. It's got a postmark, a stamp from France. Yep, that one's France. There's a train. There's another train. And another train. So we got some trains here. Another train. Another train. And finally another train. Let me put a few more things in here, then we will get started. Looks like a vintage dress pattern. This pattern features the bishop method. It does, I mean, it's pretty thick, so I'm assuming, I don't know if it's been punched and all that, but you got that. Here's a postcard that says Christmas and wishes. I guess it had a place to put somebody's picture. It looks a little older. Here's a newer greeting card. Here's how to use your bacon broiler from West Bend. So if anybody's looking for the instructions for that. Here's somebody eating a Vidalia onion like an apple. I do like Vidalia onions, but I don't know that I'd eat it like an apple. Here's something Jersey Blues. I guess those are blueberries. It's from Rutgers University. Here's a bulletin from St. Stephen's Episcopal. Here's the Oak Ridge Hospital. Well, I guess it's Oak Ridge. 1993 ORHS Class of 63 reunion. And then here's the Columbus Dispatch's book for brides. So I guess this, maybe I should give this to my daughter. She's getting married in July, but I think they have most everything planned. So let me get some more stuff to get ready, and then we'll start running it, and I'll keep adding stuff as long as people are bidding. Let's see, I'll pull some stuff out of there. And then pull some of these. All right. Here we go. I'm going to start it, and we'll run it for 30 seconds. $3 starting bid. You're going to get everything on the table, and I'll keep adding stuff as long as there's bids. All right, here we go. Here's Life at Tusculum. So that's in Greenville, Tennessee. So it's like a new student, I guess, thing. Here's a little set of Paris postcards. This does have a corner ding, but I'll throw it in. It's the Sacred Singers. Here's something with a dog. Thank you, Hokey Scott. Oh, it's too chunked up. Here's some note cards. I'll just go ahead and throw in a couple of these. There's a mushroom one. Here's a ship. Here's a thank you card. Let's see. Here's a couple of postcards. And then last but not least, I'll throw in this Mississippi State Bulldogs postcard. All right, all that's coming your way. All right, I did pull some stuff out. I'm going to open real quick. I don't know if I'll sell them, but if y'all want to stick around and see what they are, it looks they're these envelopes with something in them, but I do not know what they are, and I'm curious. Let me put this with Hokey Scott stuff, and we'll look in those, and that'll probably be it. Where were they? There they are. Yeah, I have no idea what these are, but we're going to look and see. So feel free to stick around while I look at these. So this says Fort William Henry Hotel in Lake George, New York. Oh, they're like real photo postcards, I guess, from the Fort Henry Hotel. Yeah, so it's like a little postcard set, I guess, that came from the hotel. They look, oh, here we go. Yeah, and so they're from the like 1910. They're from, if you look, if you look at the Azo postcards, I know 4 triangles up in the corners, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's made by Azo. That's like 1903 to 1916. I'll probably save that for my postcard show next Friday at 1 o'clock, so make sure you bookmark that. Then this one says Salem. Salem, Massachusetts. Yep, these are also Azo, but these have squares in the corners. I'm not sure what year that means those are. But yeah, these are all from Salem, Massachusetts at the Pequot House. Envelope's a little torn. And then this one says from H.R. Hewlett in Ticonderoga, New York. And I'm going to assume these are all Ticonderoga postcards. Main Street looking north. Yeah, these are made in Germany, so Lake George, different ones. Yeah, these will be perfect for my postcard show next week. Yeah, those envelopes have seen better days. And then here's Harvey and Lewis, maybe opticians, Springfield. Yeah, it looks like just more postcards. Buck Hill Falls, Pennsylvania. So it's a postcard booklet. And then the rest in there are just miscellaneous ones, it looks like. What's that one? Yeah, so those were cool enough. Hey, Many Pastimes. Hey, now, Night Owl Cells. I think I'm getting ready to wrap up. We will find somebody to raid, and I appreciate everybody stopping by. I will be on again next Friday, 1 p.m. same time. I will be doing postcards next week. Be finishing up going through the postcards we found at the farmhouse, as well as I got some other postcard books to go through where I bought out a collection. So that should be fun. Stick with me for just a minute while we go find somebody to raid. Also, make sure you go to franklinhillventures.com and give me a follow on Instagram and Facebook and all those good places. Um, Thanks again to everybody for coming. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your Valentine's Day. Let me close out of here and see who we might can raid in the ephemera category. Give me just a second. Like I said, I appreciate you sticking with me. This one looks pretty cool. And it's not anybody I've heard of. So let's go look at Deadbeat Son. It says they're selling a massive 1,000 plus vintage ephemera show. So we'll go see what they have. Give me just a second. And we're going to raid Deadbeat Son. There he is. All right, everyone. Have a great day.